I'm Jamie, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision. We're currently hold on, sorry, my YouTube window started there. We're currently coming up with a title. We're thinking maybe The Wilderness Chose, I think is what we came up with so far. We're still
in the 10 minutes we talked about it.
Tentatively, that's where we're at. You'll have to let us know what you think.
The intro music counting down, I thought you had picked something that was similar to make your own kind of music.
Yeah, it kind of was. Yeah, for some reason, I guess they had changed the opening here. I'm not even sure when. Well, it seems like it was yesterday because it was different when we did yesterday, but I don't know. They changed something on the setup too because we have our names in blue instead of red. Not that it's a huge deal, but it is not my setup. I'm not sure why it switched, but that's okay.
Well, it's Yellowjackets, blue and yellow, so
yeah, so it works out okay. All right, but hi guys, thank you for showing up. I might keep my video on for a little bit. I don't know. But tonight we're going to talk about Them's the Breaks. Which is the third episode, as well as the new opening credits. I've gotten screen captures from that as well. So when we're all done with this, we'll move on to that. But thank you if you're here, if you're watching us. If you haven't, please take a minute to like the video, subscribe to the channel, check out all our other good stuff that's on our YouTube channel. And wait, I don't know why I'm trying to make sure I have my YouTube window open on my other monitor, but it's being weird. Sorry. Well, so hi, Scarlet. Thanks for coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
Right. So, I guess we might as well. I know you don't have tons and tons of time, so I guess we might as well get started. So we start the episode in the cave with Maury and Coach, and it's kind of hard to see these pictures.
Well, we started out with that wonderful "I'm Too Sexy" intro.
That too, yeah, right, said Fred. And Maury singing it when we started.
Did you think that was going to end up Maury singing "I'm Too Sexy for This Cave"?
No, I did not expect her singing it. That was funny, but yeah,
too sexy to be murdered.
Too sexy to be murdered. Yeah, I think that it worked out, and it's kind of one of the more than few weird things about this episode. Let's be honest. But they're also, I guess, eating bat because he said to think of it like a Cornish hen had a baby with a demon. I'm not sure why they're not eating more of the food from his, from the thing he found with all the food in it. I don't know if he just doesn't want to share. I don't think he'd be out of it yet.
I don't know why he gave the teas of the hot cocoa. He was got to follow it up with some mac and cheese.
Yeah, and instead they're eating bat. I don't know. Maybe it's just to be funny, but yeah, I mean, I think both of them are kind of at a loss of what to do in this scene because, she's trying to flirt with him, which doesn't go well. I mean, especially because he's gay, but also he's like, I would never do that with you. And he says all the nasty things about her.
But then she did some joke that she said that she had made a joke that she had passed a rumor around that he had raging gonorrhea.
Yeah. Yeah, and he says that he's gay, but he would rather take something very dull and push it into his eye until it hits the back of his skull than touch her. So that's real nice. Speaking of that, I also wanted to mention, I'm kind of wondering if we're coming up on either something to do more so, or that was just what that was about, but more so with the guy with no eyes, or if maybe somebody is going to lose their vision or lose an eye, because there are quite a lot of eye references in this episode besides the man with no eyes, this being the first one. And I know later Misty says something like, thanks for opening up my eyes, or something to that effect. So yeah, there's a couple things in this one, but it may just be foreshadowing the guy, the man with no eyes.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's a mysterious one. That man.
But at least we finally got an answer with that. That's something, right?
Yeah. Well, I thought from the get-go here, I thought Maury and Ben were going to have more of a moment together, maybe through a couple more episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just this episode, clearly, since she's let go. Yeah. But I think that she didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to handle it because I think he kidnapped her before he really thought it through. I don't think that he, I don't think he wanted to kill her, but I think he didn't know, what to do. And so he kind of temporarily thought that he'd take care of her, and it just, and then he's kind of like, what do I do now?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So then let's see. Mari, when he stands up, first they're eating their bat.
Mm-hmm.
Then whenever I'm so bad at getting
that's okay.
voting through right, but she grabs his mace. I love this scene. She sprays him in the eye, or she sprays him in the eyes, and then he grabs it and sprays her back with it. And they're yelling at each other again about eyes, which was kind of my point. But I like that scene. I think it's funny.
Like one stooge spraying the other stooge in the face, and
yeah, they kind of both hurt each other. So
they start so good. Every time I watch this, when I went into the credits, I was like, "Oh my god, what did I just watch here?"
Yeah, it's funny.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. And then when I watch Severance, it's like Severance is going 5 miles an hour, and here comes Yellowjackets about 90. It's just like
yeah, definitely. It's annoying me. My banners look weird. I'm trying to see. Why is it? Okay, this is under fandom access. Somebody changed it. Somebody changed my thing. That's the problem.
There they.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it back because that's gonna bug me. I do agree. It kind of fits. It does kind of fit the show, the color better. But for all our other stuff, it's supposed to be like that. But yeah, that's a little weird. Nope, that isn't what we want either. That's gonna be bugging me. Just ignore me while I'm changing things.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you touch it? I get to touch the other thing, but don't touch my setup here, people.
Or we could ask Justin what color he prefers.
Yeah, what color he prefers. I just had it before red because of the website. But why does she try to escape? I mean, I think she tries to escape more than anything just because she's scared, what he's going to do. I think that she doesn't trust him no matter what. And then the rest of that we haven't quite gotten to yet, but that's the first part of Justin's question.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things, because when she comes out of the pit first and he helps her, he immediately trips her and ties her up with rope. So maybe she thought that might happen again, or one tripping as good as another when she trips him.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, she does trip him after, but I think she's scared and she's afraid to trust him. And I think she has a right to be. Whether she thinks he set the cabin on fire is, completely irrelevant. But
it's like, how does Ben manage to turn?
I was reading the comments. I got sidetracked there a little bit.
Oh, it's like, how does Ben manage to turn the mace against Mari? It's pure comedy. That's how he manages it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we'll talk more about the past lives, I think, when we get to it, because we have some other stuff first, but we'll go back.
Yeah, especially when she starts talking about 2 realities, we need to talk about that.
Yeah, we do. But first we have some scenes with Van, where the doctor is talking to her, and I was wrong. She did actually go to urgent care. I really didn't think she did. I know I've been saying she didn't, but
yeah, I thought it was kind of strange because I didn't think they did blood work at urgent cares. At least in Michigan, they don't.
Well, I think it depends. I mean, they may have, because she got cut. Like maybe they automatically do it, or maybe they were afraid.
Or she said she had cancer, because she could get an infection.
Yeah, it has probably something to do with what's wrong with her that they checked it. Or like I said, I don't know. Sometimes they might think you could have need a tetanus shot, but it wasn't metal; it was glass, and I don't think they check your blood. I think they just give you a shot. So I don't know. But at any rate, her cancer stopped metastasizing. And I guess when we get to a little bit further, we'll have to discuss why we think that is. Because, I've said before, I think that I tend to not think the things in this show are supernatural. Unfortunately, I wish there was more supernatural in this show, or at least that I felt there was. But
so you don't think she went to like somewhat of a remission by sheer odds? Or are you convinced now that lighting a candle and saying, "We hear the wilderness," and one sacrifice of a waiter? through heart
Yeah,
attack of all
that's kind
things,
of my
the
point.
heart.
I think it's just a good old miracle that maybe she started to get better. At
Yeah.
least that's what I feel like right now. I don't know. Do you think it has to do with the waiter? I guess we can talk
Well,
about it.
well, originally I thought it had to do with Nat dying
Or not. Yeah.
because at the end of season 2, Lottie was like, "Things will change, you'll see," and she's looking right at Van, and I thought that was going to be the exchange, and they wouldn't have to do an extra, but maybe Ty or Dark Ty wanted a little bit of extra, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole idea of heart attack, because of the heart that Ty put on the altar and everything, and
Wait,
Travis
was that
taking a
Ty
bite
or
out of
Lottie?
Howie's heart,
You
Queen
mean
of
Lottie?
Hearts. What?
You mean Lottie, right? She didn't put. Did she put something on the altar? I thought just Lottie did.
Ty cut off her dog's head, and there's either a dog's
Oh,
heart.
that. Okay, never mind that.
It's been theorized that it's either a dog's heart or Adam's heart on the altar.
Yeah, I guess she could have
Well, she
taken
had
it.
access to both.
She did. She did. But I don't know. We don't
But
know
on
for sure.
the side of medicine, it could be that she just found purpose again. She's with Ty. She felt purpose that maybe have given her a little bit more health,
Yeah.
rejuvenation.
Yeah, people tend to be less sick sometimes if they have a good outlook, but
Mm,
also just because her cancer has stopped growing, it doesn't necessarily mean she's going into complete remission. I mean, people do get that kind of news sometimes, and she could still end up dying, and they could just think that,
mhm.
that's where it's headed. But can't really know.
I thought it was interesting that she was looking at a fish tank full of water instead of fire because she's so associated with fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The fish tank just makes me think of Severance as we
Oh
talk.
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
So let's see. Callie wants to hang out with Lottie still, but she has not told her mother this because
Yeah,
Lottie tells her that she's got schedule of stuff all day to do, and
yeah. I like how she's like she said speak of the devil when she came in and she wasn't eavesdropping, but obviously she was eavesdropping for her name so she could walk in and say speak of the devil.
yeah, probably that's a good point.
I love her.
Yeah, no, I do too. Also, I see I guess there's already always been tons of rabbits, but I didn't notice the
Mm.
rabbit in the
Yeah,
background.
she got a rabbit each year from Jackie's parents.
Yeah,
They have her like birthday party each year and give
yeah,
Shauna a rabbit and then chastise her,
yeah.
if you remember.
No, yeah, they always did. I was trying to see. Okay, I was seeing if any of these are for this. All these things in the chat are mostly further on, so we'll go a little bit. But
Yeah.
she lies, says she's busy, and Callie pretends that she's not going when she intends to get there too. I mean, I don't know. What do you think she's just hanging out with Lottie really because she's trying to find out more information, or do you think there's more to it than that?
I think she's strangely attracted to Lottie, even though she shot her. I mean, I guess her and her mom have something in common. They've like assaulted Lottie. It's
Yeah,
like
I guess
Shauna's the worst.
at it. I guess that's one way to look at it. But I don't know. I question if it's all about the information. She's maybe going about it a little weird way. But yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
she seems to have some kind of odd kinship with her.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this picture, Lottie and Kelly almost look like mother and daughter more than Shauna and her.
Yeah, kind of. Actually, they do kind of look similar.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think she is
anything on
intrigued.
the
What?
refrigerator? No, I was looking to see if there's anything
Oh,
interesting on the refrigerator. I've been watching too much Severance.
I read their like grocery list. It wasn't that great. It wasn't
Oh,
intriguing.
that wasn't important,
That's
huh?
why Callie here.
That's funny. But she's gonna go. She makes up some excuse about going to put on makeup or something.
Hmm.
And then let's see, Misty calls Shauna from work and she complains her kitchen still smells like rotten coconut. And Misty denies doing anything wrong. She's telling her, she did everything she said she would. And she won't tell her yet, but she has some interesting intel and she wants her to meet her for scones at Izzy's Cafe.
Yeah, but my favorite part of the scene is when she's walking past, just nonchalantly giving medication out to each table, and then she says, "Jiminy, Jiminy Cricket." Jiminy Christmas, checkmate already, and she moves the person's check. their, I'm
Gets
sorry, their
annoyed.
chess piece over. I mean, Misty just gets me like that. She moves the chess piece over, and she's like, Jiminy Christmas, checkmate already.
Yeah, she gets annoyed by them. I'm still reading. That's funny. Justin's saying I hadn't thought about that. Where we both have red names.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that
Can
is true.
incorporate that into a name.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know that it's Yellowjacket related, but for us to put in a name. But yeah, maybe we could do something about reds. I hadn't really thought. Yeah, blood. So let's see. So back in the cave, Ben is pouring water in Mari's eyes. I mean, you would think at this point that she would not that she would trust him because he doesn't have to help her. He's still helping her, even though maybe he shouldn't, since she clearly doesn't appreciate it. But he's helping her get the mace out of her eyes. And he asked what her plan was since she's still tied up. And that's when she said she was kind of winging it. She doesn't have experience with this sort of thing, and neither does he. And let's say he gets why she did it, because she's being held in a cave against her will by a one-legged man. And that's when he starts saying, how is this even real? And going on about Dave Matthews Band and everything else, and just that it doesn't seem real, and that he started subbing. I guess he means he was a substitute coach then. I didn't realize that. I mean, I knew there was two coaches. I kind of wondered why there were two coaches. I hadn't really thought much about it. I guess he was a substitute coach then.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of gone through life just going with the flow of the current and whatever it takes him, and he hasn't really made that solid of decisions.
Yeah. But either way,
I did this with my foot, so I got this job, so I did this. And when he was discussing with I think Paul it is, like he didn't want to, those, teenagers are animals. You shouldn't even get on a plane with them. And he did anyway. I mean, he was just pretty much just.
Well, he wouldn't have gone off if he hadn't gone on the plane, to be fair. But he said about blowing out his ACL, and he needed a way to pay off his loans. So yeah, he really, you're right. He just kind of went with the flow, and he ended up here, and he's kind of like, how is this real? And that makes me think a lot about how this show, like especially in this episode, but that how, there's a possibility that a lot of things that go on aren't necessarily real because they hallucinate so often. They don't seem to be all with it a lot of times. There's a lot, I think, especially in this episode, about questioning your reality. And this is when they start hearing the screaming and the growling. And I don't know. I mean, I think before we've kind of wondered what exactly it is that they're hearing. I've read different theories. I tend to think it's all part of the poison gas, the mine, whatever it is that's giving off, these fumes that's making them see things and hear things. But it is kind of interesting that multiple people seem to be having the same, like, shared hallucination, or at least we're led to believe that, which is a little strange unless it's like a fully a dude type thing.
I've heard though, like CO2 poisoning like creates people's idea of ghosts. Like a lot of people that have CO2 poisoning all have kind of the same hallucination of ghosts. So I don't know if maybe different chemicals may invoke different things into people.
Maybe. The other thing I always wonder, though, is like we're seeing it as a shared hallucination, but like if they're hallucinating, I don't know that there would truly be a way to know if you're seeing the same thing somebody else is. You know what I mean? Because they're hallucinating. Like they could just be thinking that the other person is there and part of it. And I don't know, but there is screaming and growling. Before they thought it was the trees. We really don't know. I know I've read a theory somewhere that somebody said they think it's a plane coming to save them. I don't know. But she does
the noises throughout the season.
Well, I think it was specific to this episode, the screaming and stuff that they heard in this in the last episode. But yeah, there's been noises throughout the season.
Yeah, I don't know. I almost feel like it's something to do with mining because I always had a theory that it might be a abandoned mining area, and maybe
Yeah.
it's just bats in a mass, like a mass, I guess, flock of bats, for lack of a better term, going through a shaft, a mining shaft. Because when a gnat fires into the air, the noise stops for a little bit, and if it was an animal noise, they probably would stop.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually makes sense with the bats. I hadn't thought about bats screaming, but I think a lot of people, I guess, especially after this episode, but even before this, because I know that Susie has been saying forever that it's some kind of mine and there's like a mineral
Mm.
deposit that's giving off fumes and all that. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that would make sense with like cinnabar or iron runoff into the water and make it
you get the
red.
red water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood.
It would make sense with the MREs being dropped too, because they might, whoever's mining might make a safety area that they can get food if they need it.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
the symbols on the trees could be the outline of the mining area itself.
Yeah, I know somebody said that they think it's a map, like
Yeah.
the symbols on a map. So yeah, I think the defunct mine actually makes a lot of sense. I want to jump. I know this is until the end of the episode, but we'll get so far behind we'll never get back to it. So I just want to jump to a second to
Oh,
my
that's okay.
comment about they all saw the eyeless man in the classroom hallucination. Um, yeah, I guess my point is though, like if one person says they see something and like everybody's hallucinating, you could start hallucinating what that
Mhm.
person's talking about. You know what I mean? Like
Like
you're not
some kind of like um kind of witchcraft in Salem kind of a deal.
no, just in the sense that like I don't know, if everybody's kind of like out of it and doesn't know what's going on and somebody's like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, I see this." Like
Mhm.
your brain would kind of maybe manifest what they're talking about.
Mhm.
And not necessarily, but I guess my point was just like we're only seeing what one person is seeing in a way. Like you don't
Mhm.
know that they're all seeing the exact same thing. They seem to think they are,
Mhm.
but that could be part of their dream. Or like I said, maybe it's some type of folia do, which is a thing. I mean, I heard that first in X-Files, but that is supposed to be a thing that people can end up sharing a hallucination. So I don't know, but it's
I feel like the Man in the Eyes is like the personification of death.
yeah, I do think that, especially
And
because
I don't know if he was necessarily in the ice cream commercial or not. I think he's just a manifestation of death.
well, I mean, I tend to think maybe that like she saw it when she was little and it freaked her out and it stayed with her. And
Mhm.
then when her grandmother started to say she was seeing somebody without eyes, that like her brain sort of filled in the details and it
Mhm.
became what she saw. But yes, I definitely think that it's a personification of death. Um, I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's see. So Maury tells him about this story and about her cousin, who she was 12, her cousin was 4, and she got brain
Mhm.
cancer. And she was with her while her parents were in the cafeteria and they were watching. She describes the show, her favorite Nickelodeon show with stupid puppets and a dragon, which seems to be Eureka's Castle
Yeah,
from.
but then I thought at first I was like from
Yeah.
because I
Um,
was like those puppets, Harold and whatever, and the Lonely Dragon.
Oh yeah, the Lonely Dragon. Yeah, that's funny. But
Did you watch that when you were a kid?
yeah, I don't really remember it. I remember that I watched it. I remember liking it, and I actually think the dragon thing. I had some kind of toy of the dragon because when I was googling it, I saw
Hmm.
a picture of like, hey, I had that, but I mean, it was so long ago, I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it says that it's about a young sorceress in training. So, I mean, I guess maybe if you believe the witchcrafty type side of the show, maybe it could be referencing that.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know, but the whole point of that scene is that she's saying that, the girl, her heart stopped. And
Hmm.
then she says that afterwards she was in a waiting room and the same show was playing, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. That's just like a weird, in my opinion, a weird coincidence. It's kind of like, have you ever had, I've had where like you turn on the TV and there's like an episode of something and you never watch the show again, and then you come back a couple years later and you turn it on and that's the repeat that's on. I've had something like that happen before.
I thought she was literally in the room and she went downstairs and it was 5 minutes later and the same episode was on and she finished it.
Yeah, it's not super clear, but her point is, I guess her point is that she's saying that that there could be reality, and then like this other version of reality that's where bad things happen, and it's kind of waiting for you, but that like the good things and the bad things are real. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what she's trying to say. I mean, it makes it sound like maybe she's talking about sort of a parallel universe, but
well, yeah, I have an opinion about that.
Yeah, what do you think about
that? I haven't heard from anybody else. I have an opinion that because you just rewatched it, so you know when Nat has a vision on the plane when they're all dead. I wonder if there's a reality where they all died, or most of them died, and there's a reality where they lived.
Yeah, I mean, I think I forgot what we had said earlier about something I had said about things not being there, and I'm trying to go back and see where it was. Yeah, I wonder if it's a possibility that they're all dead and that none of this is real. I really hope not, and I don't think the show would necessarily go there. But
I don't know if it's necessary. None of it's real. It could go down kind of like either a Final Destination or a Donnie Darko pathway. Have you ever seen Donnie Darko?
Yeah, I love Donnie Darko.
That's where it's just kind of like a continuous loop, and then once it goes back, the world's still there. Other characters are there. Just the characters that weren't supposed to be there are gone.
Yeah. But yeah,
I mean, a destination where death is just like, hey, I came back a calling.
Yeah, it could be. But I guess her point is that there could be two versions. I mean, that's how I would take it, that there's a bad version of the world right, beneath ours. But whether it's real or not, I don't know. But that's what she says.
Yeah.
And she says, let's see.
I was just using examples from the actual.
No, I know.
That when Nat had a vision, and Travis also had that, there could be two different, because he was listening to her when she was having a vision, and then Van said something that she saw something else, and all those I feel like are a different version of reality.
Well, I think in this show a lot of people are living a different version of reality. It's hard to tell, but
where they could just murder with a plum.
Yeah,
that's fine.
No, I don't know. I just think it's saying that maybe there's different versions, but at any rate, she's saying that he could let her leave, and she'll just say that she got turned around in the dark, and that took her a couple days to find her way back, and that she won't tell on him, and what was his plan. So yeah, I don't know. I tend to think that he was always going to let her go. I think that he grabbed her in haste and didn't know what to do, and now he kind of is like making it worse. He keeps digging a deeper hole trying to figure out what to do. I would think she would have no reason to tell them that he's there, but yeah, we can get into why did he tell them later.
Yeah,
when we get there.
I wish I just had more scenes like this where they like bear spray on each other to fix themselves, and then something else haphazard happened.
Yeah.
Kind of like a buddy cop movie, but this real bad.
Yeah, this show has a lot of really funny moments.
Yeah.
So that's their conversation. So then Lottie is in a clothing store with Callie. Now, is this the same store that she had a hallucination of before? Do you remember before when she was running around? Wasn't it her that was running around in the mall or something like that?
She had a vision where she had these elevator doors open and she was in the mall, and there was a kind of cocktail-y music version of No Return playing in the background.
Oh, cool. Do you remember if there was a clothing store, or did it not show?
She was walking, like looking at things that were outside of stores, like maybe racks people had taken outside the store. I thought they were referencing TJ Maxx, because she used to, if you remember in the first season, she like when they confessed things, when Jackie was talking about Bruce Willis's Wang, and then like Lottie's like, oh, I keep like shoplifting stuff from TJ Maxx and returning it for TJ Maxx dollars, and like I've got 2,000 TJ Maxx dollars or something now I'll never use.
Yeah,
girls gotta have it.
Yeah. But whoops, I lost where I was. But obviously she talks her into to stealing it. But she makes a point of Lottie actually asks her why she's intrigued with her. And she says, "You're an old friend of my mom who recently chased her through the woods with a knife, and somehow you're still pals."
And I shot you.
And I shot you. And
Why
I
don't
shot
they
you.
bring up the shooting her?
Yeah, she tends to skip that part. Lottie tells her to describe herself without embarrassment and shame and without fear of that you might say something that scares you. What would you say? And she said she's one of the few people that she thinks could do that. I wanted to ask you what you thought about that. Because I kind of wonder if she's implying that like them on the, I keep wanting to say island, them in the wilderness, that like that's their true self when they're free. I don't know if that's what she was getting at, but that was kind of what I was thinking. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Well, when she was in therapy in season 2, the therapist said that she, like Lottie, was at her best when she was the freest. So maybe that feels like her goal in life is to make other people free. And she's like, obsessed with like Shauna's kids.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where she goes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why do you think I guess we understand why Callie is interested in Lottie, but why do you think Lottie's so interested in Callie? Is it just because she didn't have a kid? I mean, do you see anything like a reason why?
She's interested in people that have beaten her to a pulp or shot her. Maybe she gets unnaturally attracted to people who cause her harm.
I don't know, but just
she had all those things in season 2 about like all the like, oh, your baby he's going to change things and everything, and maybe she's transferred that over to Callie, and then Callie's fascinated with her because she's fascinated with Callie.
Yeah, maybe Callie just likes the attention.
And I mean, she's glamorous. I mean, look how glamorous Lottie looks and the way she holds herself. She's complete opposite of Shauna.
She is. I just sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes Lottie I don't understand, I guess, her motivations because she's a little messed up, or a lot messed up, as they all seem to be. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there is really a reason she's encouraging her to shoplift other than she wants her to like her, wants to seem like the cool aunt type of thing. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think that other than that there's really like a reason that she did it, that she wanted her to
just a continuous habit? She did it when she was a teenager. She does it now. The thrill of it.
Yeah, I guess that's possible.
And she was only child too, so maybe she could think of Callie as like a little sister as well.
Yeah, I guess it just seems like a bad thing to teach her. And it's like if she gets caught, Callie's going to get caught, not Lottie, because she.
It's in her bag. Yeah.
Jason
says, a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, Jason says it could be grooming, which is true. And Justin says, could Lottie and Callie be a couple?
Oh God,
I would hope not. Just because she's old enough to be a mother, she's supposed to be whatever 17. She's quite old for her. I mean, not that she couldn't, but
we're gonna have a from problem because everybody wants to match Julie and Randall up, and Julie's like 16.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I know she's a little bit older, but she's still underage, and that's still still a little bit much. Jason was meant grooming for her cult. I guess
okay.
I thought he meant a sexual way. At least I thought he meant a sexual way, but I guess not. Yeah, grooming for her cult. Yeah, that part maybe. That part makes a little bit more sense.
Now I kind of want to look up thermodynamics too, because there's a part in the front, in the beginning of the scene, where she says that her mom quizzed her for thermodynamics, but she doesn't know dick about physics.
Yeah, thermodynamics, I feel like, isn't that what Jade talked about? Isn't that like something in motion must stay in motion, or is that, maybe that's not? No, I'm sorry. Thermodynamics is a study of relations between heat, work, temperature, and energy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it might be, because this is the laws describe how the energy in a system changes and whether this system can perform useful work on its surroundings. I don't know. I'm the three laws. No, that is the third law of thermodynamics. I was right. Mm-hmm. Energy can't cannot be created or destroyed. And the second law is about the entropy. No, maybe it's a little bit different. I know there's something I'm also thinking about. I think I'm mixing up, which is something like once something's in motion, it tends to stay in motion. But yeah, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. That was what Jade said in that episode. So that is thermodynamics too.
I wondered if it had any relationship to like Yellowjackets or their wilderness workings.
Yeah, I
the exchange of energy and all that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. I'm just scanning through the comments here. We asked about that. Let's see, did we miss anything else? No, I think we're good. All right. So, yeah, she gets her to steal it. She takes it, and she makes a point of saying that where the guards are, and that there's like an undercover one there. But yet she has her take it. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. My only really comments on this, like I said, is I wondered if Lottie thinks that their version of them in the wilderness is supposed to be their true self, you know.
So do you go places where there's $1,500 dresses, like in a mall?
Yeah, no. I go somewhere I can't afford it. Well, I look at it and feel bad.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's beautiful. What beautiful fabric.
Yeah, I know. It's like, you know,
it's more than my car.
Granted, she intended to steal it, but like, yeah, I don't know. I would not be going in a store that a dress is $1,600 because you can't afford it, or at least I can't afford it. Maybe you can. I don't know. I sure can.
Well, yeah, but no.
Well, yeah, yes, technically I could too, but you have more important things to buy.
Exactly. Technically I have savings that could, but nay.
Yeah, technically you could, but there are things you'd buy, I would hope, before that, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
At least that the average person would. So let's see. So Misty starts talking about, now I think she's supposed to be talking about the place they're eating at, about their berries. I wasn't sure at first if she's talking about I thought maybe she was talking about the cult, but I think she was talking about the scone place they're at.
Yeah. They're sourcing their berries from Vermont, and she checked to make sure.
Yeah. It just kind of stood out to me because there's a whole thing later with Aquila like gobbling down the berries. And it might have absolutely no meaning or anything, but it made me think about it.
Yeah.
But Shauna is asking her what happened with Callie. And I love that she's just like, apple tree.
Yeah. I had in my notes, so Shauna had lunch with Misty and didn't make Callie stay home. She just took off.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Bad parenting.
I assume Callie probably already had left to go shopping with Lottie, but yeah, she left without her, so I'm not sure that it's much different. But she tells her that she was scheming and she wanted them to think it was a sleepover, but she was really daring Lottie to spill her secrets about the wilderness. And she thinks that she did a good job putting a stop to it, but Shauna's upset they were even playing Truth or Dare, but she thinks she was the one doing the manipulation, so she thinks it's okay, and she threatened that she'd tell Shauna if Lottie told Callie anything, she would tell Shauna to kick her out. And I guess she thought that would work, or that it did work. But
yeah, I have it like my notes. I said Shauna is Misty's new Natalie. And then it's like, we never do this anymore. And I'm like, did Misty ever do this?
Yeah, I don't think
they ever hang out with Shauna?
With Misty, I don't think they did. I felt, at times I do really feel bad for Misty, though. Like, she just wants a friend. That's why I feel even worse for, what's his name? Elijah Woods. What's his name in that?
Oh, Walter?
Yeah, Walter. Because, like, he is kind of the same thing. Like, I think he wants somebody to hang out with in a sense. I mean, I know he wants her to be his girlfriend, but it's like he finally found a friend and she kind of threw him away because she doesn't see it when it's in front of her. But she's making a point of saying she did what Shauna wanted, and she's trying to insert herself in her life like she did to Natalie. She's like, oh, my meeting got canceled. Yeah, right. But Shauna, I guess, really was intending probably to go out to get a gift basket for the people that
the Joels
that she pissed off the episode before. I'm not so sure a gift basket is going to help, but
yeah, I just like it. She's like, oh, Tony's and Francesca's. No, Caspians. They have semi-hard cheeses. They're the best.
Yeah, I'm curious, like if that's just like local places that sell gift baskets. There's actually a point to that. I don't know. I don't generally buy gift baskets. I wouldn't be looking
Yeah.
around for 'em. But Shauna starts making up a lie about a podiatrist appointment, and she's like, I can sit in the waiting room if you don't want me to
Yeah.
watch.
Well, she said before that, she said foot doctors, they're sexy, right?
Yeah, yeah. Definitely
Well, I mean,
strange.
she likes calves, so why not feet as well, I guess.
I guess so.
She likes a
Uh,
sexy calf.
she likes what?
When Misty's on her date really early in the series, she says her legs are a sexy calf.
Oh, yeah, she does.
That's why Walter always runs around in shorts. If you saw him even in this season, he's always wearing shorts, so a sexy calf show.
That's funny. The thing is saying that though, it would be Shauna's calves, not the doctor's calves.
No, it would just be feet all the way. It would just be
Yeah.
foot doctors are sexy.
Yeah. But she wants to spend the day with Shauna. She's trying to insert herself there. So Ty, I lost my train of thought there. I was looking at the article on this guy that died, the waiter.
So why does it say Michelin star server falls instead of dies?
That's a good question. I mean, he did like trip and fall kind of, but he fell because he had a heart attack. So
I mean, wouldn't the big thing if he has a heart attack instead of falls?
yeah, I know it would make more sense if it said like Michelin star server dies, has a heart attack, something. But apparently that was a Michelin restaurant. But I also I don't know if it means anything, but found it kind of funny. His name is Ethan Pines.
Yeah.
You know, wilderness there reference. And it just says that basically he died while he was chasing after people who didn't pay the bill.
He was a hell of a guy.
Yeah, he was a hell of a guy. Yeah, I have two of the things. He was a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
And he liked woodworking.
Which was weird because I just watched Severance and they made a reference to Dylan doing woodworking.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is there so much woodworking references all of a sudden?
I don't know. A lot of people like woodworking, I guess.
And the trees, he worked with the trees and he must die because the wilderness chose him.
Oh, wow. Well, that's why I said his last name's Pines.
And Pines.
Wow. But
he's loved and missed.
Yeah. Let's see. So Ty shuts it off. They need to tell each other something, and that's when she makes Van go first, and she says that the oncologist told her that her cancer has stopped growing and might be in partial remission. And she's just like not even sure what to say because she's so in shock. And of course, Ty's happy because she's not dying, and she hugs her and kisses her. I think she kisses her too. But then she has some bad news for her, which is about the guy, and tells her that, he had a heart attack after he chased them down. And she found that out when she went back to pay the check, and she ended up just grabbing her card and taking off. And then she gets this really odd smile. I don't know if I got a picture of it or not. She just gets kind of this really odd look at one point where she says that, where'd it go? That she's thinking it too. First it was Nat and then this guy. And that it's been a long time, but it could be happening again, that maybe the waiter was a sacrifice and her new prognosis, that's the gift. And for her to just give into the possibility. And then she starts lighting a candle and saying, we hear the wilderness and it hears us. Ty was always the one that didn't believe in it. So my question is, how did she go from where she was to now being like so devout of a believer? Because a lot of it I thought was more Van talking her into it before. And now it seems to be not the case. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
Unless her the dark Ty side is merging.
Maybe.
Because I feel like the dark Ty side would be more into it. Because it is weird because it seemed like she believes in it more now than Van did. And Van believed in it more when she was a teenager than Ty did.
Yeah.
Like they just reversed.
Yeah, I don't know. Ty, I think, just has so many issues and needs to see a therapist.
Yeah, plus she denies a lot of those issues and blames them on like Natalie and Lottie and not herself.
Yeah, I think that, yeah, I tend to think Ty just has multiple personality disorder, identity disorder, and she needs to see somebody. That's my opinion. And that's kind of where I get into, I think a lot of this is not necessarily supernatural, that there are other explanations. But Justin says, how does Van's cancer miraculously stop metastasizing, and what makes Ty believe the waiter's death is a sacrifice? Has she made previous connections between death and supernatural healing? Well, I mean, she mentions, I think Javi, and, Javi took Nat's place, and that the wilderness decides. So yeah, they've kind of used, I guess, this excuse when they were out in the wilderness before, and that like they would let the wilderness make the choice, so they didn't have to, basically. I mean, I think that was the whole reasoning originally. It's like, we'll let it decide who lives and who dies, and that way we're not responsible. I mean, that was kind of how I always looked at it.
Yeah, but the question is Ty herself, and I don't know if we've seen that yet. I don't think we've seen Ty make a connection between death and supernatural healing, unless she did that when she was a child, before she repressed it all.
Yeah,
It's all
I don't
repression.
know. Yeah, it is. Well, that's the thing too. Some of it she's hiding, and like we don't even know, because when she's Dark Ty, like we don't see everything that happens, and she pushes it down. But
yeah, you can't even judge now by the contacts, because she wears dark contacts, like brown contacts that kind of glow red at times, but that's not intentional.
Yeah, I know her contacts in the scene do make her look more creepy.
Yeah, they look reddish, right?
Yeah, I think it's just they're so dark. It's not. It looks, I don't know, unnatural or something in the way the scene was filmed, the lighting in it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's also talk about, though, the fact you said earlier about like her sacrifice and putting the heart or whatever in the dog's head. Like, was she? I mean, was she praying to the wilderness to ask for things?
Yeah, she was praying to win the election.
She's praying to win the election. Okay.
Like she won it.
Maybe, yeah, because we didn't really see, like, we saw bits and pieces, and we saw it after the fact. That's why I kind of wondered. I mean, maybe she did something else, because do you remember I think it was in the last episode, there was that whole scene where like she lit the candle in that little
she put the matches in there.
Yeah.
In front of the fairy statue.
Yeah, which was a little bizarre. So maybe she was kind of making a prayer or a wish or something. I don't know.
Trying to invoke the darkness. I mean,
yeah,
the wilderness.
Invoking the wilderness. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't think they ever really had her say anything out loud when she did it. But I remember thinking it was a little weird, and I wasn't sure what it meant. So yeah.
Yeah, they had on their refrigerator, like you like to look at refrigerators, there's like this drawing that looks like Sammy did of like a hut.
Oh, like their huts. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then a bunch of people on the other side I couldn't really see because of my television, but there's also a photo of Biscuit, which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
It's still there. Justice for Biscuit.
I don't know.
I hope Steve's with Simone. Steve's got to be with Simone, right?
Yeah, I hope. Steve better be okay. I accidentally skipped. I just saw this now. Justin had asked, what intel does Misty have that makes Shauna meet with her? Why does Shauna distrust Misty? Oh, okay. That goes into the breaks too. But we'll talk about the breaks when we get there. But I think Shauna's just distrustful of Misty because Misty's insane, and I wouldn't be trustful of Misty either.
I don't know. I guess Shauna was just kind of probably fed up with Callie and Lottie being in her kitchen and not wanting to eat her crappy pancakes. And then probably felt bad that Misty threw up, even though she says it smells like gross rotten coconut.
Yeah, but she might feel bad, but she still doesn't trust her. But like I said, I would never trust Misty either.
I wouldn't trust any of them.
No, I wouldn't trust any of them either. I'm just starting.
I mean, if they said pick one to trust, I'd be like, can I pick one that's already passed away? Nat, maybe.
Yeah, let's see.
The one that hasn't outright murdered someone.
No, wait, say that again. I'm sorry. I was reading the thing. Say that again.
No, I meant like if you were in a room and they were all there and you said pick the best one to trust, and I would be like, can I pick one that passed away? I'll pick Nat.
Oh yeah, because she didn't. You're right. She did.
Because she was the only one that hasn't gruesomely murdered somebody or a pet.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Maybe
definitely true.
Lottie too. Lottie just takes a lot of abuse and doesn't really dish it out.
Well, Lottie is so bizarre though. Lottie freaks me out. But you're right. She
Mhm.
hasn't necessarily outright.
Yet.
So
I
yeah.
always have to suffix yet,
Yeah, yet. I guess you're right. That is the big thing. And I'll put that back on. We'll go back to the breaks when we get there. All right. So, oops. So then I'm curious though. I did want to say I'm curious what people think. I've told you before how I don't think there's tons of supernatural things. I'm curious, like what people think. Like, do you think that it was a sacrifice, or do you think that it's just coincidence she became not sick or is becoming not sick? I'm sort of curious what other people think.
You don't understand what I have to say because I can always see both sides, like a turn of the screw kind of thing on one side. I mean, my heart goes with folk horror. But if it has supernatural elements, I mean, I don't want it to ever choose. I want it to be ambiguous to the
Yeah,
end.
I like that it's ambiguous. I just would like there to be a little bit more to make me think it's supernatural. I'm just kind of curious what side of the fence people are on. And I was just going to comment on Lori Ellis at Real Therapy. Because we're in StreamYard, when I say something, it gets posted as Sci-Fi Vision and NDB Media. So they're all me, but hi. So I think sometimes people think it's a different person. They're a little confused. It's all me doing the chatting back that just posts it in like all 4 places or 6 places or whatever it is. Let's see. Where did I go? Okay. So back in the cave.
Back in the cave.
Back in the, I can't, that's a bad Lost joke. I was just thinking of Lost. We always would be like, in the rape caves. That's what we used to always call them.
Oh no.
It's a joke. You had to watch our show. You know what I'm
That doesn't sound like a great joke.
No, that part wasn't the joke. I meant we always said that because we always called them the rape caves. There was like this these bones they found in a cave. It's a long story, but that's just what we always called the cave.
I figured sometime during this you may want to talk about Lost. I haven't seen it, but it'll probably should come up.
Yeah, well, that was my little Lost for the day.
Oh, really? For the day?
No, I don't know.
Without the song or anything?
For now.
For now. For this. Okay.
Kind of, yeah. Let's see. Okay, wise joke. We'll get to that. There's something I want to get to that Justin said, but I just don't want to get too far. I don't want to get too far ahead. I get confused when I don't go somewhat in order. So I'm not trying to ignore people, but it's hard to do that. So, okay. So in the cave, Ben comes over with the knife. I mean, did you at any point think he was doing it to kill her? I figured right away he was going to untie her.
Well, I had 2 notes here. I said water dripping. I said what Murray heard before in season 2, because she heard dripping. I didn't know if it foreshadowed her being in the cave.
Maybe.
And then my second note was, that was a long scene for us, all knowing he would cut her throats and not stab her, right?
I think most definitely, yeah. I think
the tense music.
They tried to make it, I think, more tense than it was. Let's put it that way.
They could have made it more tense if he just went off and just started babbling to himself again in a corner, or to Javi's friend or whoever he was talking to, then came at her with the knife. She might be a little bit more scared. I might be fearful for her a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, I understand her being scared, but I don't think, any of us believed that that's what was happening. But at least that might be why he's hearing voices too, is because of the caves and everything. But she does kick him down after he cuts the ropes. And, I'm not surprised. Like, it was kind of mean, but at the same time, I think she just wants to give herself probably a head start in case he decides that he
changes his mind.
Yeah, in case he changes his mind. I don't know, though, if he hit his head or what happened, because he does look like he's passed out at that point. So, Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was a reason for that, unless he hit his head, like why he looks like he's passed out. I don't know.
Or one turn deserves another, because when she came out of the pit, he tripped her and tied her
Yeah,
up, so she might as well trip him on the way out.
yeah, that's true. He did trip her back then.
This beautiful dandelion shot.
Yeah, I love this shot, but I looked it up. I was looking up what do dandelions mean, and they can mean hope, healing, and resilience and transformation, but also a dandelion like that can mean the granting of wishes when you blow one, and it makes me think about how we were talking about, Van getting well again, and is there a sacrifice that caused that? We don't know, but Misty and Shauna are in the car. Okay, wait. They are.
Why does she have 2 air fresheners?
Oh, they're back to back. Is that why it looks like that? I didn't even
Yeah, it
realize.
was white on one side, so I wrote white tree, and then suddenly it was green tree, and I was like, she has 2 of them hung up in her mirror.
Yeah, I kind of just assumed one was the back, but I guess it could be.
Does
I don't know.
her car just smells.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't because of my allergies, we don't use air fresheners, so I have no idea what they normally look like.
Yeah.
I have no clue. But they're driving and she's talking about, she tells her that her meeting was canceled, but yet she makes a point of saying she was playing hooky. So I think she forgot that she told her the meeting was canceled. Do you notice that?
Misty being Misty.
Yeah, Misty being Misty. She tells her to roll the window up. And yeah, her brakes quit working. I love the way that was candy. They can't stop. And this is why the episode obviously is called Them's the Breaks and spelled like breaks. But she does make a comment about their Thelma and Louise. But she's originally telling her to go around the park because there's less traffic lights. And I don't think that Misty caused this. Look, I think there's a good chance it was Melissa if she's the one that's stalking Shauna, who I think is the one who's doing it. But there also is something to be said for, could it be Misty? And that's why she told her to go around that way, because she knew this was going to happen and didn't want her to run into traffic the same way. Like she had her go around the park because she knew it would happen likely while they were in the park.
She turned on Nookie on the radio.
Yeah, that was a very odd song to have in this scene. But I also
this scene is really weird too, because none of these people are running away from this car that ran in there.
Yeah.
When it was in the trailer, I thought they were running into a cemetery. I thought they were going to end up on Nat's grave or something. I didn't know it was a playground. And the playground, that looks like a little hut too. I want to point out there's a lot of little huts in this episode.
Yeah, it kind of does. The jungle gym.
But none of these kids are running away. None of the parents are grabbing their kids.
Yeah.
That's a regular day, I guess.
Yeah, I would just say probably maybe nobody realizes quite what's happening yet. But she does slam on the parking brake, and I kind of wondered why she didn't do that earlier to try to stop the car. But I guess like you might be in shock and not think about that it, that to do that. It's not like the first thing that would necessarily come to your mind.
And Shauna's not the greatest driver anyway, because she bumpered Adam that one time.
That's true. Real Therapy saying that Misty sabotaged Natalie's car in season 1, so she has a history of doing this. That is very true, and could be. That's I think why we're supposed to suspect her. I don't know. Did Shauna know she did that before?
Yeah, she makes note of it.
Okay, then yeah, she would probably know about it then. In that case, let's see. Sorry, I was seeing if we missed anything else. I
was thinking there could be a lot of people that could do this. There's been a lot of theories. It could be Walter in some kind of revenge, Lottie, Callie, Melissa, Joe McHale.
Joe McHale. Why would Walter sabotage Shauna's car though? Like, what would be?
Because he's a Moriarty to Sherlock, and he's just gonna mess with them.
Right. I just would think that if he was going to do that, he would mess with Misty's car and not Shauna's. But I guess he might know that she'd be going out with her. I don't know.
You don't want to mess your own car up if you're really going to live with her. It becomes your car.
Yeah, that's true.
You really hate Shauna
Well,
anyway.
but to be fair, if he kills her, it won't matter if it was him. But
That's, it's weird when he's like, she's like, you gotta love my friends or whatever. He like risked a lot to do a cover up on
did.
Shauna's murder of Adam. I think that was supporting her friends.
Yeah, I think it was, and he should have said that. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But she blames Misty. Real therapy saying maybe it was Lottie because she wants Callie. Well, that's possible too, trying to get rid of her mother.
Mm-hmm.
But she blames Misty, and Misty's like, why would I do this? I could have died too. It wasn't me. And she's a bit hard.
I do like how Misty yells, grassy knoll, grassy knoll.
Yeah, I know. Go to the grassy knoll. She's like, I'm trying, or whatever.
Yeah,
and she's
kids.
right. She's like, kids, I see them. But she's like, why would you assume that? She's like, of course you did. Of course you left the phone in the bathroom. And she's like, I would have died too. And she's like, but why do you do anything? Why trick me into eating stupid scones? Why pretend your meeting was canceled? Why
Those are delicious.
Yeah. Why make secret videos of Natalie in a motel room? Why hold people hostage in your bunker? Why carry around syringes of fatal drugs? Something must have warped you when you were little. Your parents or someone did something to you because you're a verified psycho and you feed off this shit. You're insane. To be fair, what she says is true.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I don't think Misty did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Plus, Shauna, it's not like Shauna's Miss Innocent.
No, she's not. But what do you think? I mean, do you think Misty did it? Do you think like I did Melissa?
It seems like all signs point to adult Melissa, Joe McHale in a wig, or whatever that person is.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Joe McHale in like every episode. My boyfriend teased that he's going to be at the end of the season, like an after credits thing. He's just going to be drinking coffee in a cafe, and it's just going to cut.
Probably.
But probably Melissa. It all signs point to Melissa, so that could be a red herring.
It could be. They're definitely setting it up for us to think that. Let's see. AA says Walter would mess with Shauna's car to kill her off. That's one less person he has to worry about Misty hanging out with. Yeah, I'm just not sure why he would do it with Misty in the car, unless he really didn't know she was going to be in the car. But I don't know. I don't think Walter is. I don't think that Walter is a bad guy. Like, I think that he's willing to do bad things for Misty, but I don't know that he. I don't know. I just can't see Walter.
I just keep coming back to that Moriarty and Sherlock comment.
Yeah.
That maybe something will set Walter off, and he really wants to play that role.
Yeah. AA does think it's older Melissa, or at least the one that's the stalker. If the stalker isn't Melissa, then it's whoever the stalker is. I tend to think that, and I think that Shauna is not being open enough, and she should think a little harder, and not just, I feel bad for Misty. She's blaming her, but I totally understand why she is. Zip Nada says it could be Walter because he was upset that Shauna let Misty drive home drunk. That is a good point. I forgot about that. He was mad about that with good reason, although I don't know that Misty would have listened even if Shauna told her not to drive home. But somebody should, that is kind of a good point, though. Like, somebody should have told Misty not to drive home. Like, even if you don't care about her and she's not your friend, I feel like it is kind of awful to let somebody who's that drunk, whether they're drunk or they've been drugged or anything, like to just let her drive herself home like that was really irresponsible. Shauna's a mother too. Like, she shouldn't be that irresponsible. And I know it's a plot point, but I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I feel like if I had a friend, even if they weren't a good friend, I still wouldn't let them do that.
If you're a decent person. Shauna's not.
That's true. Shauna's not a decent person. That is true. So let's see. So she blames her. Misty gets pissed and leaves. Trips first, then leaves.
I feel so bad for her. She trips and then
Misty.
she comes up to the kid and she's like, "What are you looking at?"
Yeah, she yells at her.
Poor kid.
Yeah. So is there, I kind of question if that's just to film the scene or if there's a purpose to the berries again, because like I said earlier, we see Akila gobbling down the berries later, but they're like black. So I don't know.
The forbidden fruit to Melissa and Shauna's love. A
I don't
dangling.
know. They're dangling. I don't know, but they just stuck out to me because I remembered her eating them later. But
Or
so
just longing glances, because that's what you like to do with Jackie, just stare a lot.
yeah. I was gonna say actually the fact that she comes up here could mean that it is tying it to the previous scene to hint that it is her that did all that. But
She put her hat on, so all those people that call this Shauna hat can have, their excitement that she put the hat back on.
it was Shauna's hat? Wait, what?
No, Melissa, they used to call her Pink Hat because she used to wear the pink hat all the time.
Yeah.
They didn't even call her by a name. They just called her Pink Hat.
So now they're calling her Shauna's hat.
Yeah, well, Shauna Hat is kind of like a combination name.
Oh, okay.
Like they say Shauna Alyssa, but some people say Shauna Hat because of Pink Hat.
Okay. Oh, you mean like a shipper name? Okay, got it.
Yeah, shipper name. Sorry.
No, yeah, that makes more sense. I couldn't figure out what you meant. So she wants to talk to Shauna, who's not nice to her at all. Shauna's bitchy to everybody right now.
Mm-hmm.
But when she goes to leave, yeah, right now, when she goes to leave, she's like, you can stay if you want. So she does sit down, and then she's like, you're not going to turn out to be a fucking boring, are you?
For Melissa.
Yeah, I know. Poor Melissa.
I have to give a lot to this actress, though, because I remember seeing an interview with her in season 2, and every time she had a line, she wanted the other actresses to call her by her name, Melissa. And I think it might have worked some magic that she got more time.
Got more screen time.
Yeah.
So while she's trying to talk to her, though,
Mm-hmm.
Maury comes back. And they ask where she was. And she says, I walked back to civilization. Like, fuck your dad.
That's probably the best line in the whole show.
Yeah, that's a good line. But she dislocated her knee. Why she makes a point of saying it was like another girl that she played from Manasquan last year. Why that's important, I don't know, but I wrote it down. She pushed her kneecap back in, and then she says the hole was like 20 feet deep, or the pit was like 20 feet deep, and I thought I was going to die in there like baby Jessica. There's like, baby Jessica didn't die, and that was a well. That actually is a true story.
A well's a hole.
Yeah, well is a hole. But
that's what she said. That's what Mari said.
No, she did. But that is a true story, though, that the little kid fell down the well. Let's see. So she at first doesn't really tell them what happened. And why does she lie about her injury when she returns to the group? I don't know. I mean, and Shauna immediately suspected she was lying. I mean, I almost feel like, and maybe I'm curious how you feel, but I almost feel like Mari was trying to not talk about Coach, but she didn't know what to say that was believable. And then when Shauna was like questioning her, she kind of was like, oh, well, he helped me. And then
she did take a really long pause. And I mean, maybe she was thinking there'd be some kind of retribution if she didn't tell the truth.
Maybe, or she was trying to figure out another lie. I kind of felt like, but
I mean, she could have said there was a ladder. Like she could have said she just fell down and climbed, got back up.
Yeah, she could have even said that she fell down the hole, climbed back up, and she hurt her knee after that. Or she could have even said she tripped and hurt her knee while she was running. I mean, there didn't even have to be a bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. But why do you think she thought Maury was lying? Is it because she's a bad liar, or is it because she's Maury?
No idea. Probably because of the pause.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, people pause, they're trying to come up with a story.
That is true.
The longer the pause, the more guilt.
Yeah. So what motivates them to investigate the cave? Well, I think clearly as soon as she knew that Coach was alive, Shauna wants to go after him. I think that's the main answer there. And as for the kind of gas, I don't know. I mean, I have some theories of what's going on down there, and when we get there, I'm sure we'll discuss it a little bit more. But yeah, they're going to go after Coach. They want to blame him on the fire on him. I don't think he set the cabin on fire, but I think they're clearly looking for somebody to blame and not blaming the right person. And we don't know for sure who did it. I think after this episode, it seems more likely it's Van. But I mean, there has been things, it made me think it was Dark Ty before too. So maybe it was both of them. Maybe Ty did it and she's keeping the secret that she did it.
Well, Dark Ty likes to climb up things like trees, so I think she could climb up through a window. And
That's true.
I mean, like, because it seems like the fire started from the outside. She could start from the outside and then go in.
And then be like, hey, it's on fire.
Well, then just kind of get herself to sleep, and she wakes up, she's regular Ty, and she's like, oh my God, the cabin's on fire. And she has no idea what's going on.
Even known she did it. But I do think that Van was at least partially involved or knew about it. Or maybe she just suspects her, who knows. But
yeah, I think the cabin told her to burn it down. I think the cabin itself
might have. Yeah. AA had said eating berries in a dream can be a bad omen. Eating anything in a dream can be a bad omen. I guess that's true. Hadn't really thought about it before. But,
yeah, there's a theory going around that everybody that eats something or drinks something in the show dies. Like Jackie drank hot cocoa and she died.
Maury drank hot cocoa, and that's why we think she might die.
Yeah. Well, then the opposite happens when Lottie has her mall dream. Laura Lee smacks food out of her hand and pushes her so she doesn't eat food, so she lives.
Interesting.
So that happens the opposite way. I mean, there's not enough for me to really go with that, but it's an interesting theory.
Yeah. If that is is a bad omen, it's interesting. Whether it means anything, I don't know, but it's interesting. I hadn't heard that before. Let's see.
But then Shauna also ate that chicken she gave birth to as well. Nothing's happened to her.
Well, the baby died, so maybe that. Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. That's not. Yeah. That was a sacrifice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, maybe that was a sacrifice. I saw a theory that all the hallucinations at the end were an element, like Shauna was water, Akila was earth, and Van was fire. That's interesting.
And I feel like maybe Jackie could even be air because she's dead. Spirit.
Yeah.
Or Lottie could be quintessence, which is the fifth element. I was putting a bunch of stuff together, writing a bunch of notes about it.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I watch it and I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on. This thing's nuts. But no, I like it.
Oh, the Lynchian, the last 10 minutes, that was like a Lynchian nightmare. Yeah. Complete with a David Lynch soundscape. A soundscape right out of Fire Walk with Me.
Yeah, the music was awesome. I mean, I don't know a lot about Lynch, but I did like the music. But anyway, AA, that's an interesting theory. And yes, Justin, I would make sure they drove home or they gave him a ride so they weren't drunk.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I did that for a complete stranger over the weekend. Somebody needed a ride, and we actually gave her cash so she could get an Uber to go home. Somebody didn't even know. Apparently, she got a ride, a 45-minute ride from a date, first date she's been on since she got divorced, and the guy dumped her in the city because he was too drunk and just drove away, left her there.
That's awful, but it's better that she didn't drive with him drunk.
That's what she did. So she was just asking for, and she only needed $20 because she was trying to pay with a credit card and didn't have enough money on her credit card to add insult to injury.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure hitchhiking or whatever she was doing was smart, but it might have ended up better than driving home with him drunk. Who knows?
Yeah.
Real Therapy says I can see each Yellowjacket experiencing someone trying to off them and viewers thinking it's Melissa. I think it will be Walter, a serial killer. It very well could be. Or it could be one of them. It could be a different one of them, and we just don't, expect it.
No, I could think it's Walter in a wig, like my old Joe McHale in a wig, but it's Walter in a wig. Walter dressed up as Melissa.
You're funny.
The show's so much more imaginative in my head.
I'm happy that they touched on the gas that makes them hallucinate. Oh wait, that's for later, as I feel like that's what Javi was going through when he was in the cave. Yeah, I think there's a good chance, and I know we can talk about this more when we get to it. I read that wrong, but I think that there's probably vents or something in the ground that the gas is coming up through, and that they've been hallucinating outside of the cave because of it too, potentially.
But also in the cave, there's probably a lot of guano because of the bats.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know.
That probably doesn't help.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can get high from that. I think.
Yeah.
And he says I make Shauna's best moments look like chicken. Good to know. Good to know I'm better than Shauna, right? I'm not sure how much of a compliment that is.
I don't know. I think that might be backhanded.
Yeah, I don't know there, Justin. No. So let's see where I lost where I was. Okay, so they're gonna go after Coach is the point of this. And Nat does try to stop them, and Shauna says it sounds like you don't want to find him. And
She looks so happy in the shot. I don't know what she's
Corey finds him. At that point, she was happy. She said that she was happy that Mari wasn't dead. That was why she was smiling. And then so they're gonna go after her. Natalie's not happy. Sorry, I got behind on the pictures. And then let's see. I got some thoughts of all of them. And then Lottie tries to talk to Akila here because she wants her to stay behind and take the mushrooms and
the mushroom tea,
talk to the wilderness. And Akila's like, no.
She's like, what a choice. Yeah, she's like, pretty much not for me. And this keeps walking, even though Lottie
and they kind of I think Lottie maybe gets the idea that Travis pushed it on her. At least it seems like maybe. I'm not sure. So, but she tells her no, which was smart.
But with the dream sequence, I'm beginning to think that Travis might have been right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it, like I said, I don't know that I believe a lot of it. I think a lot of it's all just stuff in their head. So, I mean, I think the mushrooms make them high, but I don't think that they're really talking to the wilderness. So I don't know. There's another bunny statue I had marked down. So this is where they're singing "Make Your Own Kind of Music" and they're making dinner. And Lottie says she wants to make it for her to take care of her, thank her for her hospitality. Also, I know what I was going to do really quick before I forget because I had already forgotten. I'm going to, in case anybody wants to call in and give us your comment, I'll put the StreamYard link in the chat there for you. I forgot to add that before. But they're singing and want to thank her. She says she wants to thank her for her hospitality. And Shauna's, taking it in stride. She tastes the food. Everything seems fine. And then she sees that Callie has on the necklace and she flips out. And I know one of Justin's questions here was about that. Was it a bracelet originally?
No.
I was going to say,
it's always been a necklace.
Okay, I think that was just probably a typo. I just wanted to. Wow. Okay, that's quite a few questions.
That's all over the place.
That's quite a few questions in one. We'll go back to the other questions, but
and it's a striped shirt too. I just realized it's a striped shirt because Jackie's always wearing striped shirts.
That's true.
Because Melissa, they point out that Melissa's also wearing striped shirt, like she's a Jackie stand-in.
Yeah, maybe, or the costume department just likes stripes. But yeah, you could be right. So what does it symbolize? I don't think we've ever actually gotten an answer to that, have we? I mean, I think there's speculation, but unless I'm mistaken, I don't think we ever actually get an answer.
Well, Jackie gives it to Shauna and says it's a good luck charm. And
then
Shauna uses it in memory of Jackie to put it around people's necks. She's gonna slaughter, like she did with Nat, and now Nat still has it on.
Okay, that's what I mean. So she put it on Nat's neck before they chased her. Is that what? So it
might be a protective item if it protected Nat.
That's true.
It didn't protect Pit Girl, but it protected Nat.
Didn't protect Pit Girl, but did protect Nat. I kind of assumed that she's meaning that she thought it was for the one they were sacrificing. But yeah, maybe it was more a protective thing, and maybe it's part of why Nat didn't die. I don't know. But she is, at any rate, she is not happy.
And how did Lottie get this? How did this end up in Lottie's possession is what we need to know. What the backstory.
Yes, that's the other question is how did she get it? And because she just says she gave it to her, and she says that it doesn't mean what where's it go? It never meant what you thought it meant. And she said that it feels right. And Shauna freaks out and knocks all the dishes on the floor. So yeah, I don't know if it actually has meaning, but at any rate, Shauna thinks it's something bad. And I kind
Yeah,
of feel like,
Shauna like freaks out. She's kind of
yeah,
scary.
yeah. Well, I kind of feel like even if Natalie, or not Natalie, even if Lottie didn't believe that it had a bad connotation, I feel like if she knew that Shauna looked at it in a bad way, she shouldn't give it to her daughter. Um, I mean, that was kind of, I don't know, a dumb thing to do, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I wonder if Shauna thought I was just missing.
yeah, I was trying to think who had it. I mean, the only thing we know is that Natalie had it, but that was back in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Shauna wear it since then?
I don't think so. I don't think
I was
it's made
thinking,
an appearance in
I
the.
was thinking Shauna wore it like when she went over Jackie's parents' house or something. I don't know. I
Hmm.
might be thinking that, but for whatever reason, I was thinking that. But
Yeah, it
she
might be
pulls it
worth
off of her.
taking a look at later on
Yeah,
on my
but
own.
she pulls it off her neck. She gets mad. Callie runs out because she's kind of like, "What the hell is happening?"
Mm-hmm.
And she threatens Lottie, screams at her to leave, and Lottie leaves, and that's basically the end of that. There's like, ah,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and Callie just doesn't know what to do. So then we get to this scene, which is Van and Ty watching. I thought I got a pic. Yeah, I did get a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Pee Wee's Playhouse. I think it's interesting that there's like a little tent there.
Mm-hmm.
But
There's a lot of chits and huts in here.
yeah, but I'm guessing that this is an actual still from the original show.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they altered it, but they probably picked this one
Yeah,
in
something that
particular.
looked like the wilderness. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure why the hell she recorded Pee Wee's Playhouse, but hey, to each their own.
Because she loved it. She loved
Yeah.
it.
Well, no, she said she never even saw it. So, because Ty asked her about it, she's like, "I never seen it."
Oh, so maybe she just collects people's old VHS collections.
Yeah, I don't know. She said she has a million VHSs. She never watched them. Yeah, I'm not sure if she
Mm-hmm.
just collects everybody's tapes because of her rental store
Mm-hmm.
or if she recorded stuff for a rental store. I don't know. But she
Mm-hmm.
makes a point of saying that Saturday at 9, she's usually slapping her mother out of her stupor and trying to get her to go to work, which also I find interesting was on a Saturday. I mean, I know some people work on Saturday, but it was weird that she said it on Saturday.
Well, it's like reflected in the pilot when she had to do that to get on the plane.
Right, right. But Ty makes a joke about it, and they both laugh, and she says she's happy and chill now.
Mm-hmm.
And she can't believe she gets to get more of her. So she's happy about
I felt
that.
bad when she did that sad little redhead routine.
Yeah, like that wasn't
so mean.
funny. It was mean. I agree, but apparently Van didn't think it was mean, so I don't know. I just want to pull on this. I didn't see this. Okay. Sorry. Jason had said the pit girl was wearing the necklace. We know that, but that hasn't happened yet in this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
But Jackie gave it to Shauna when they were on the airplane about takeoff, and Shauna was nervous before Jackie gave her Xanax. Yes.
And then she gave it back to Shauna during the first season too. And then Jackie died, and Lottie took it off Jackie to give to Shauna.
Yeah. Pretty sure Shauna had the necklace in her closet where her journal was. I did think Shauna had the necklace, so I'm not sure how Lottie got it. It's a good question at any rate.
Well, like it goes to Nat and then other people and then eventually to Lottie. I don't remember Shauna even having it at Sunshine Honey in season 2.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm curious how she got it. I guess we'd have to like track it through the show.
Hopefully it's the same one, right? It's not. She didn't just
maybe she recreated, got another necklace. Who knows?
Yeah.
So let's see. So they're watching Pee Wee's Playhouse. She said she hasn't watched it. I said that. She's like saying she can't believe she gets to have more of you, and she starts kissing her. And there's also a commercial before we get to the main commercial. There is this commercial. So it's Land of Make Believe here, which
is it a real place?
Yeah, that was kind of I couldn't remember where it was. I seen this. Remember, I said earlier, like maybe they're not really there, but then again, maybe there's 2 dimensions. Like what's her face said, I don't know. But I didn't even notice too, though. That's in the town of Hope. So that's interesting. So maybe it's just that Hope is make believe, that there's no way they can get out of this. I mean, maybe it's more literal to what it says.
Yeah,
But
there was another reference to Hope earlier too. I don't know if that's where Adam was, because people were like theorizing about Hope, New Jersey. I'll have to go look that up.
yeah, I don't know. You'll have to say, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So then there is this ice cream commercial while they're watching, and it is for Ozzy's. I think it's Ozzy's homemade parlor. I don't know, but
yeah, I think it's interesting. In the same town, they have Izzy's and the Aussies.
that's true. It's true, assuming they're in the same town. But she sees this guy and starts freaking out. In the ad, he has these fake cartoon eyes.
It's like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit's Looney
Tunes. Yeah. That he really likes the ice cream. But she saw him without eyes. There you go. And that is the image that she's been seeing, the guy she's been seeing, and what makes her freak out. And I mean, I think that she right there gives herself an explanation. She must have seen this when she was little, and then her grandmother talked about seeing somebody with no eyes, and like she connected it. I mean, I tend to think that that's all it is. But what does it mean other than, yeah, I think it might be an omen of death. You said that earlier, and I do agree with that. But I also think they do have a lot of mentions of eyes in this episode. I had skipped the part earlier when Misty said that Shauna really opened her eyes. So yeah, I don't know. I just wondered, like I said, were these eye references foreshadowing that he was going to show up? Or is he and the other eye references foreshadowing something else, like somebody losing their sight or losing an eye, or yeah, I don't know.
I must have glossed over that because From does that a lot.
Yeah, it does.
I honestly didn't even think he was in this commercial. I thought she was just hallucinating him being in the commercial, because who puts a guy like this in their ice cream commercial?
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's going to terrify children.
Until Van mentions and says yes, that she sees it too.
Well, mutual hallucination.
Yeah. It could be. That's true. It could be mutual hallucination, but I tend to think it's just people who were idiots when they made a commercial. And considering that the ice cream parlor is not there anymore, well, I mean, it's there, but it's like all run down and they have no business. Probably because they made an ad like that. Like, look, he's even there.
Yeah, but when they get to the ice cream parlor, there's no image of this guy anywhere. I feel like he's only in the commercial.
Huh, that's true.
If he's like a mascot, why isn't he on the sign? Why isn't he in the parlor somewhere, like a standee?
I don't know. Honestly, that parlor was so dark, it was hard to see much of anything. So I think that it could be that he was there and we didn't see him. I don't know. But he's in that picture at any rate.
I like how they made the eye in it like a little ice cream cone. I can appreciate that. Whoever designed that.
It's a cute logo.
You call that number? You call that number?
We'll talk about this. Like I was just going to go through that. AA says Land of Make Believe is a real place in New Jersey. That's cool.
Keep that still. I want to write that number down.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they use Land of Make Believe's real address on the show. Probably not. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that, and I was finding out more about it right before we started the show. So I didn't get a chance to call because I had read, it sounded like I thought all it was that somebody had said that there's Morse code, and it says something to the effect of, I had it here somewhere. It says something to the effect of the screams are not what they seem. And somebody also, I don't know what they meant about, I saw this, I think, on Reddit. It said that they're static. They put in a sonic visualizer and it said it's hungry. So I don't know, but apparently there's more to it than that. There's a whole thing that we need to listen to. Jason was saying, or I think it was Jason who was saying it earlier, that he had called it. And yeah, I was hoping to get a chance to call it before we started the show, but I didn't because I was setting up.
Well, I didn't see the number until now. Did you ever call the Sunshine Honey number? You probably didn't because you just started rewatching, but they had 2 or 3 messages on Lottie's Sunshine Honey number.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was like when season 3 ended, and it was more like the first one was normal, like a normal Sunshine Honey message. And then it got staticky. And then another one was Lisa on the line, and you could hear screaming and stuff in the back, and her crying and her packing things up and leaving. It was interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool. Unless it would be nice if this was meant to be the start of an ARG, but I
Hmm.
don't think it is. I think it's just a little in joke. I think it's cool
Hmm.
though. I know it makes me think of, I keep seeing the ads for Severance, and if you call it and leave a message, sometimes they play it on their official
Hmm.
podcast. So I don't know. Is it let you leave a message though, or I question, or is it just a recording?
They said when you did the Sunshine Honey one, they registered you for something, like they were going to send messages, but I don't know if anybody ever got any messages from it because I didn't.
No, I don't know. That sounds more like maybe an ARG, but I
Yeah.
think this one's just a recording. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Jason says it's a 2-minute call. We'll have to call it later. I would do it now, but I don't know if letting it play on the air, if it would be copyright, and it would
Yeah, probably.
block
Or you
it.
could
It
just
probably
listen.
would be.
You could just listen to it and tell us what you're listening to.
Yeah, but then nobody else can hear. I think it would block it though if they did.
Yeah.
Would you eat at Aussie's if it made Haagen Dazs taste like chicken shit, but there's a small risk of losing your no, thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
just
no.
saying, would anybody take their kids there for that?
Maybe they take their kids there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like a huge ice cream person anyway, so yeah.
Kidding me?
No, sorry, I'm not. I've never been a huge
God, I
ice
love ice
cream
cream.
person. My mom like loves ice cream. She never understands why when she wants ice cream. I'm like, I couldn't care less. I've never been a huge unless it's like hard ice cream. Like I like real ice cream, but
Yeah.
around here most of the ice cream is soft serve, and I'm not a fan
Yeah.
of soft serve.
Do you like gelato? Like gelato, sherbet, anything like that?
Sherbet I like, but I mean, still, it's not like a. It's like I could either take it or leave it. It's not. I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of it.
Gelato?
I don't know if I've ever had gelato.
Italian ice cream's great. You should try it. Totally try it.
Yeah, I don't know if I have. I don't think I've had gelato. I've had Italian ice, but I don't know about ice cream.
Mhm.
So Jason says the transcript said, "Hello and greetings. Thank you for calling Aussie's homemade ice cream shop. Preparers of fine sweets and treats to the greater community." Yes, this is Aussie's, the homemade ice cream place on Route 9. As of now, our scoops are broken, our pie plate cracked, and our doors have closed for the last time 34 years. So they've had this message going for 34 years. This sounds, or do they mean they close now after 34
After
years?
for 34 years. I like your
Yeah,
way
maybe.
better
It makes
though.
me think of, again, I'll make another Lost reference. This kind of makes me think of the
Mhm.
repeating message. If you reached us during business hours, sorry we weren't able to chat. We're likely scooping out eye-popping delights for our customers to come on down for a sample of this week's array. I don't know how they stayed in business for 34 years, but of delectable amuses, including smashed pumpkin, cranberry dream.
Smashing Pumpkins.
I know. I was just thinking. I wonder if that's a reference because there's so much with the music in this show. Hot dog,
Cranberry. Well, cranberries, probably peaches from Presidents of the United States of
United
America.
States. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Those could be references too. Hot dog water. I don't know about hot dog water. Regret grandma's house. Are these all flavors? Wait. We got smashed pumpkins, cranberry dream, friends of peach, hot dog water, regret grandma's house cigarette ash, my bloody Valentine's.
It's regrets by itself, right? Regrets just the flavor, then it's grandma's house.
Maybe grandma's house
ash.
cigarette ash. Yeah, it might be regret grandma's house cigarette ash. Probably. You didn't put enough commas. I know you only have so many words.
I want to know what regret tastes like.
Yeah, I know. My bloody Valentine's and my mighty Boston cream pie.
Like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, I get it.
Yeah, maybe. Time's weird the way a moment can feel so permanent, even when melting away like it never existed at all. Again, about things not being real.
Mm-hmm.
All we went through to get here, cream and sugar, extremely broken. If you're calling outside regular business hours, we hope you'll try again later. Better yet, come on down to bright and shiny, family-friendly location to try all of our amazing flavors. And thank you for typing all this out, Jason.
It is, yeah.
So, like a web of cotton candy, front door now. I can still hear it ringing now. Ringing, ring, ring. Thank you for calling CZ. That sounds like, I don't know, like a riff on lyrics or something.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it kind of like a web of cotton candy, front door now? I can hear it ringing now. I don't know. That's what it makes me think of.
Mm-hmm.
Hot dog water is referencing biscuit.
I think all those flavors are referencing different songs and different bands
all
for the
referencing
90s.
different groups and songs. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
But I guess the point is that there's a not SOS. Help me out. My mind is blanking. It's getting too late at night. The tones.
The tones. The tunes.
You know what I mean? That they use for SOS, and I can't Morse code. Yes,
The
thank you.
Morse code, yes.
I had a big brain fart there. Morse code that says that the screams don't mean the screams are not what they seem. So let's talk. Yeah, Deftones.
That totally comes from Twin Peaks. The owls are not what they seem.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm sure it is.
So let me ask you though, if it's even if it's a reference to Twin Peaks, which it could be, it's the tones say the screams are not what they seem. Yeah. So then tell me, what do you think? And curious what other people think too. What do you think the screams are? Like, I kind of assume that it's just what they're hallucinating, but I feel like this isn't going to be a foreshadow. I don't think that they would bother putting that in to foreshadow the end of the episode because people wouldn't have called it yet to find out what it said. So it can't just be, oh, in the end of the episode, they're going to be hearing things because they're having a hallucination. Like, it's got to be more than that. So maybe they have a purpose. What do you think they are?
Oh, well, like I said before, I think it might be a natural noise in the environment.
Oh, okay.
Like the screaming bats. But the only problem I have with that is when I watch it on closed captioning, it says baby crying along with the screams.
Yeah. I guess, though, I would look at that a different way, though. Like, captions are to help people who are hard of hearing. Like, they're not necessarily to get clues out of. So I would have.
Well, there is a baby crying because I turned it on.
No, there is. But what I mean is the closed captions are to point out this is what you're hearing. That doesn't mean that what you're hearing couldn't actually be something with an explanation. Like you're saying, could be bats in a cave, but they still want it to sound like something creepy. And it tells you what it is because, like I said, it's not. Closed captions aren't to get clues out of. They're for people who literally can't hear it. So,
but also there's a lot of animals in the woods that can sound like babies crying.
That is also true. All right.
I think it's a natural noise. I think it might be a mining. They're flying through some mining shaft or something.
Yeah.
Creating a record. I mean, you would consider it being echoey. It would have to come to a place where it's echoey.
Yeah. Well, I also think this whole thing could be an abandoned mine that they're in later. So it definitely could work. So let's go. Oops. So then she looks it up. She's like, we're going to go. Finds it on her phone. And there's Caligula.
Finally.
Yeah. So Misty is pissed off. And let's see. I lost her map. Okay. Yeah, she takes the picture from the party and she lights it on fire.
What I like about it is she didn't just take the back off. She smashed the glass. Why would you just open it and take the picture out?
Because she's pissed off. Now, here's my question. Is this in reference to any of the fire stuff? Because this, we're thinking maybe it's Van because of all the fire and everything in this episode. But I mean, this picture could technically be implying that it's Misty. It could be implying that it is Ty because Ty's in the picture. No, isn't that Ty?
That's a reunion picture, the high school reunion pic.
It's Misty, Natalie, Ty, and Shauna, isn't it?
Yeah, you said Van.
Oh, I meant Ty. No. Okay. I meant, I probably did say no. What I meant was all the scenes later with Van made me think it was Van. But this could imply it's Ty. So that's why I wonder if it's maybe both of them or maybe that Van.
They all did it.
They all did it. Or that Van knows something about.
They all did it and they're all blaming on Coach. They're like, Coach did it.
But I don't know if it's important that hers is the face that's burning or not. But So then this is them all going to the cave.
I love the sound. I put it at 36 minutes, 48 seconds. This music is so great. This bassiness. It's like,
I wish that they would have. A lot of them they put in the captions what songs playing, and I was sad they weren't. So it must be something they made for this.
It's soundtrack music, but I'd love to get the soundtrack.
Yeah,
the soundtracks are so good at the show.
It is really good music. Okay, so they're headed to the caves. I took a couple pictures of that because it looks cool. And then
Yeah,
meanwhile,
I was just like, I had a note that said, now Shauna is supporting Maury. You got
yeah,
this?
I know.
What
It's
is
like
that?
as soon as Maury said, "Oh, Coach did it," or he tied me up, she's like all on her side, which I thought that was really bizarre. Unless it's just like she latched onto it because somebody, not, I don't want to say is agreeing with her, but it was something she wanted, and that Maury was saying, "Oh yeah, this happened," so she's kind of latching onto it. I don't know.
Or else
But
she just has something to do now that isn't boring.
that's true. Yeah, I don't know. But they make it to the ice cream place, and Van's like, this is a crime.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry. I think Ty said, I don't know. I'm not sure which one said what, but one of them said wouldn't be our first. She doesn't know what she's looking for, but they eventually get in. Now, see, that just says Ozzy's Ice Cream Parlor. You can't really see what's on the sign because it's so dark. There's a possibility that the mascot could be there, and you just can't see it. And if I should have probably taken time to brighten it.
But sure.
What?
I said probably not, but sure.
No, I don't know. I said it could be. I should have taken time to brighten the images, but I didn't think about it till after.
Yeah.
You can't really see anything that's going on. But they get, what's with I guess it's because it's an ice cream place that has all those rainbow walls. Because I think that's the menu up on the wall, it looks like. Yeah, I'll have to at some point go through and brighten this and look at them and read what it says. There's the broken window. And then through the broken window, we see, is that a fox? I thought it looked like a fox, but I wasn't 100% sure.
People have been saying it was a coyote or a fox.
No,
if it's a fox, then I think it's a Lars von Trier thing. You should say Chaos Reigns. And that's a personal joke that probably only one person will get that watches this. But I think it's a coyote because coyotes exist in the town, and a fox really wouldn't, and it has coloring like a coyote, and the only fox I know that has coloring like that is a desert fox.
It's also pretty big to be a fox, or it looks pretty big to be a fox. It's carrying a rabbit.
But I think people can convince me it's a fox, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one or the other, but it's carrying this, and
it kills it because you hear that like, oh.
Okay, I didn't hear that, but I don't need to hear that, so
rabbit screaming.
Yeah, I didn't need to hear that. Maybe it meant that screaming was not what we thought, right?
Yeah. Well, rabbits could scream like babies too, like scream, the high-pitched scream they do when they're threatened.
I'm sure they probably do. A lot of animals do. Ty asks what it wants, and Van says, "You know what it wants. It wants more." So I'm assuming they're talking about the wilderness. See, there it looks more like a fox.
Yeah.
Kind of. Head shape. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure that's a mix of practical with CGI to CGI too. Because when it first comes up, it almost seems practical.
Yeah, they might not have a real animal.
An actor coyote fox.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was a coyote because that could be on the side of like Team Science because they're seeing something. If it was a wolf, you could say, well, that's weird because wolves are in New Jersey. But if it's a coyote or something that would be around New Jersey, then you would think, oh, that's just an animal that's there. You know, there's nothing supernatural about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily see anything supernatural about an animal being there. I don't know what kind of animals are, natural to that area, but so yeah, I don't know. I would believe it's whatever animal. It wouldn't really. I'd have to like research it, but I'm sure you're right. I just don't know. But Van says it wants more.
You never see.
What? I never.
You've seen many Lars von Trier movies.
Decades ago. Not enough that I remember anything about it.
Because in the film Antichrist, there was a fox that said Chaos Reigns, and every time I see a fox now in something, I think he's going to say Chaos Reigns. The actual fox says it. It would be appropriate in this. If he said Chaos Reigns.
It would definitely be appropriate. It would definitely be appropriate. So Van says, we know what it wants. It wants more. I'm starting to say, I'm sure that they're meaning the wilderness. So that being said, do you think that I would say there's a good chance that's foreshadowing that somebody else is going to die in the present group. Yeah, something's coming. So let's see. AA says Shauna just wants to eat Coach, so anyone that might know where he is on board with. I feel like most of the girls just want to eat him. They have a craving for human flesh. That's also a possibility. I mean, I would hope that now that they can hunt and they don't need an animal or or human, another thing to eat, that they wouldn't be murderers and kill him. But I mean, I definitely think this show is eventually heading in that direction. So,
Well, even they have like a trial, like a scene like in the trailer, and they end up killing him in some way. They're probably going to eat the body. I mean, just as an after effect.
Yeah.
Revenge might be the way of killing him, but eating him later is just like, well, he's here and it's convenient.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could definitely understand them eating him if he's there. Well, although not if they have food. If they don't, then it's not okay either way. But if they don't have food, it's a little different. But I mean, I think eventually they're going to kill for sport. I think it was you that said that before. I definitely think that's coming.
But I was surprised this coyote fox wasn't a wolf, because Ty always has visions of wolves. And Van got bitten by a wolf in the face.
True. It is an animal.
It is an animal. We can confirm a mammal.
It's
another mammal in its mouth.
I was just going to say mammalian, whatever it was.
Coyote, fox.
Yeah.
What's your pleasure?
Yeah. I don't know, but it's interesting they're seeing it, whether it's has purpose or not. I don't know. But they are heading to.
Yeah, I honestly thought there'd be more in that scene than there was.
With the fox wolf.
Well, I thought they were going to find some standee of like the man with no eyes, so I could confirm he was actually in the commercial, like the mascot.
Yeah, it would have made. Again, I want to go through and brighten the scene, because it's possible that they could be something and we just can't see it. But you're probably right. And yes, I do think there should have been more in something else. But then again,
maybe the mascot was different looking and Ty just put that in, like the no eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't look so deathly.
No, I mean, we know that there was some person there with no eyes, because Van confirmed he'd seen it. But that's kind of what I was getting at with the shared hallucination. Like, you can't really see what's in two different people's heads. Like, it could be something really fake looking to Van, but to her it looks like this creepy guy with no eyes,
Yeah.
So. Justin says, imagine if Aussies was the greatest food on earth, like better than organic caviar. In every 100th cone, there was human flesh still alive, like a talking eye in your cone. Okay, Justin.
But it was delicious.
I think it's getting a little later. No. Yeah. But let's hope not. But hey, you never know. I lost where it was. Okay, so Natalie says they don't have to do it, because Natalie says what? Because Murari says are we really just going to go in? And Natalie says, what did you think we were
at nighttime? Even nighttime.
Yeah.
Now wait for morning, not getting a good night's sleep.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier if they waited for morning. Oh, excuse me. I hate that. Once I start yawning, I keep yawning, and then I keep thinking about yawning, and it makes me yawn more. But Maury says, are we really going to go in? Nat says, what did you think was going to happen? And she says, we don't have to do this. And Akila, I don't know what's up with Akila, that she's like, yes, we do. That was a little.
Yeah, she's crying.
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to do it at the same time. I think she's just trying to protect everybody. That tear means she doesn't want to kill Coach right there. She's very sweet and she doesn't want to do it.
I know, but yet she's pushing them to go. So, yeah, I don't know. I found that a little strange.
That's why I think she's going to become the Antler Queen, because she has these feelings.
Yeah, maybe.
Next leader.
Maybe. Let's see. Okay, that's part of later.
Then there's some screaming, and Nat shoots a rifle in the air, and it stops.
Yeah. AA says, I want to love young Natalie as a leader so bad, but she seems so timid and scared of the other girls that she goes with their opinion and she's supposed to be the leader. You're right. But at the same time, it kind of makes a sort of sense in a way, because I mean, they're high school girls and being influenced by each other. And I think in a way, that's almost what some of this is about, that like they ended up doing these horrible things and being okay with it because they sort of all went along with it.
Well, she
You know,
thinks
like
they're going to work out their problems. She thought that Mari and Shauna would work out her problems just because it was girl shit.
yeah, which
But they
doesn't work.
weren't.
No, they weren't. But I just mean that, like, a lot of, I think what happens there is like the people go along with it because somebody, just like when they waited for Shauna to say it was okay to eat Jackie, like,
Mm-hmm.
I think one person decides something and then the others kind of go along with it. And it's, yeah, sometimes like what happens in real life in a much, 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 much smaller, less creepy way. But I mean, you know, they tend to follow the leader there. But yeah, there's noises, screaming, howling. Nat shoots the gun. She says that they'll go first and to scream. I was confused because I thought she was telling Mari and somebody else, Mari and Misty, to stay outside and stand guard if you see anything scream. But they all ended up in there as far as I know. So I don't know. I was confused.
I thought like Robin and like whatever other, like, I won't say red shirt because you said Courtney doesn't like it. The extras, the JV extras were the ones that were going to stand outside and scream if anything went wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say red shirts. That's what I always say. The extras. But they go in and they have these like candles and stuff lit just so they can see. And they find, I think that it's supposed to be what they found, from what I could tell, was that there were both a bunch of rocks stacked up. I don't know if that's what they were referring to or not, but Mari says she doesn't remember them. And Shauna says basically that maybe he did to block them out, or Natalie says maybe it just collapsed. Keela says she doesn't think so. And Misty says she thinks it's a double bluff. Something about in that movie with
Princess Bride.
Yeah, and then Melissa's like Princess Bride. Like, how did she get that out of what little amount of information?
Because she likes the Princess Bride. Because in season 2, when Van does story time and it's always movies, she says, "Please do the Princess Bride."
Yeah. And it's just funny because I think the point of it to be funny was that she gave so little information on what she was even talking about, but somehow she knew she meant Princess Bride.
Well, I think it's one of those stories that Van probably tells over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But they're going to split up. They decide basically to both go. Nat tells them, Shauna, Van, and Akila, to take the open path, and the rest of them will clear what they can and climb over. And they each take some lanterns. Now, we know there's water at the bottom. We know that there's this, that was, I think, a picture of what I tried to get, this big rock formation. I mean, is it mercury? Is it a cinnabar mine? It's something that's causing all this stuff. But whenever, because you can kind of see, you can't tell the picture, but it looks like it's like a huge rock. But Van comes over and her light flickers blue like that. I was before this trying to read exactly what that could be from and didn't finish, like kind of ran out of time. And I'm assuming it's from whatever's there, but whatever it is, or is it to do with the gas that's in the air? It could even be that, and it's just feeding the flame. I don't know, but it does look like there's some kind of big rock thing there that's doing it. And then she's talking to them, and then all of a sudden they disappear.
It's really cool. It was a really cool shot scene where she turned around and see Shauna and then talked to Akila and turned around and she was gone. And then the drip comes and takes her light out.
Yeah, whatever it is turns her light out too, and then she's scared. And then it shows her walking, and she looks completely high, and she sees a door, and she opens the door and goes in. And this really cool music again plays that I don't know what the music is.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like the music that they play in the Pink Room and Fire Walk with Me, almost exactly. Very Lynchian sounding. It's amazing.
Cool. But she goes into this cabin, which looks very similar to the cabin they're in normally, or that they were in before it burnt down. I don't know if it actually is. I was trying to figure out if it was actually the same cabin that they changed around. It probably is set wise, but I don't know.
I mean, the fireplace looks familiar, but the room itself looks a little bit more particular.
I kind of wondered if maybe it's supposed to be the same cabin, but like from the past when whoever was there was still alive. Cabin daddy, you know, like this could be like, I almost feel like she could have seen a scene happen here that was like a flashback or something. It would have been.
Can you like I don't know if you want to talk to the chat for a second. I gotta get my recharger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
It's upstairs. I'll be a minute.
That's fine. Actually, I was going to go back anyway and see if we have any more that Okay, that stuff's about Ben. That hasn't happened yet. Oh, we skipped this one. I'm sorry, Justin. We missed this one. What does Van think about Tice's theory? What does it wants more imply about the entity? And that we kind of touched on, because I definitely think that they mean the wilderness. But yeah, I think this is sort of what I said earlier, that I think that it implies more death is coming. I think that whatever it is, they blame it on the wilderness, because I think a lot of things they blame on the wilderness or attribute to the wilderness because they don't want to accept the truth, like acting like it chose people that they ate. When just like with Javi, they chose not to save Javi. They chose to be going to eat Nat, but that's something that would be really hard to accept. So they can just blame it on the entity, the wilderness. But I definitely think it implies that there's more death to come. I think we did that. We talked about the breaks before. I just didn't uncheck it. Okay, that's one I just had on. Actually, I think that was twice. Okay, that was about the necklace. We did talk about the necklace. We haven't gotten to the classroom yet. Real Therapy says, now we did talk a little bit about Maury more before. I should have probably put this up earlier, but or they could be making Maury the villain, so when she ends up being the winter meal, viewers won't be too upset about it. I mean, I think that there's definitely thoughts that she might be, just with the whole pit girl thing and theories. But yeah, they made people not like Maury. I don't know. I think this episode to me more made Maury sympathetic, feeling bad for her and what Coach had done. And like, I felt more bad for her. I mean, like before this episode, I felt that she was being bitchy, but not as much in this one. But yeah, I think that the theories are already around that she's probably going to be dead pretty soon anyway. So they probably don't want to make her too likable. I guess. Although I don't know. Maybe they're going to kill somebody likable. Who knows? Let's see what else. Is there any other things I missed? Okay, it hasn't happened yet. AA says, is Ty not sleepwalking anymore in the adult timeline? I don't think that it's supposed to be that long of time has passed since she had sleptwalked and killed her dog and everything else. So I would tend to say yes, but since Van's been there, maybe she's been a little better. So they haven't really mentioned it, but yeah, I don't think it's been that long since it happened, but they have kind of moved off of it. Let me bring you in. I will add you here. Hello.
Hello. I just wanted to add to my comment. I think that Maury is, I do think she is the pit girl. And something you said triggered something. Can you repeat what you said to me, what you said a few minutes ago about Maury?
Oh, I was just saying that I think we already knew she might be the one who's going to die, and that I don't know they necessarily were making her the villain. I felt more sorry for her in this episode, but I don't think they made her super likable.
I don't think she needed to push Coach down and throw his crutch like a few feet away from him. I mean, he was letting her go. I thought that was extremely mean of her.
It was, but he did the same thing to her. He kicked her after she was already tied up. So I don't know if it was sort of retribution. I more just think that like she was scared he was going to still come after her again, like he did the first time when he was going to let her go, or change his mind. So she was kind of giving herself a head start. That's how I looked at it, but it was mean. I agree.
Yeah, and they had a heart-to-heart talk just before that happened where, he told her how he was feeling. He says, I was just a normal guy. you know, I, and then I end up here. How did this happen to me? And she's telling him about her little cousin that died of cancer. So they kind of had a moment where they bonded. So I kind of felt like they had gone past that whole thing. And I think that's why he let her go, because he realized that he shouldn't hold her there anymore. And I just think it was very mean for her to do what she did. And that's why I think viewers will not like her. And I
Yeah,
think
I
that,
think it was mean.
and I think as time goes on, she will become worse because of her own fear to stay alive. Maybe she'll turn on the coach. Maybe she'll say, maybe she'll want them to kill him. And I
Yeah, she
think
could lie
Shauna will
about
be
what
the
happened.
one. Yeah, and I think Shauna will be the one to actually stop it because he saved Shauna's life. He saved Van's life, and the other girl, I forgot her name. So I think they're going to protect him, and she's going to be the one who wants him dead.
When did she? I was trying to remember. When did he save Shauna's life?
Just then, in the caves,
Oh,
he
oh,
dr-
oh, tonight. Okay, I didn't
he
realize you meant
dragged
tonight.
all
Yeah,
three of them out from the
one of the
gas.
subsequent. Yeah, no, you're right. He did. Um, I don't think that they'll. I could be wrong, but I think that they're not going to even take that into consideration. I get the opinion, and this is just my own guess from the trailer. I think it's Misty says something, or I don't know. Somebody in the trailer said something about what she did and like living with what she did. So I kind of wondered if Shauna was going to be the one that that did it. But you could be right. It could be Maury. Thanks for coming, DJ. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
AA, I guess, liked Maury before this episode. I didn't like how she betrayed Coach, but still want Maury to survive Coach too. Yeah, I mean, I would like them both to survive, but I don't want them to kill Coach because he's like the one that seems to be more morally sound than the rest of them. So yeah, I don't want him to die.
I don't think they'll kill Coach because if they do, think about it from a writing point of view. I think the viewers would really be angry because he's the only one that has any humanity in him left, it seems. If they
Right.
kill him, it's like then we don't like them anymore. And then people might not want to watch it anymore. you know.
I could see that, but I also kind of feel like I could see them doing that to make us not like them though too,
Yeah,
because we're
but
supposed to
then
think what they did is so horrible.
why would we want to keep watching? We would start to hate them and we wouldn't want to watch them anymore.
I don't know. I just feel like it's building towards them getting worse than they are, whether it's with Coach or they kill somebody else. I don't know. I feel like it's all leading to either murder for sport or outright murdering somebody to eat when they don't need to. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I do think there'll be glimpses of that. Absolutely. Yes. But I think if they do it to Coach, I think it would really ruin the show. That's my opinion. I do
No,
think so.
I kind
I
of see what you're saying. Unless they
I
lie.
think he will die though. I do think he'll die, and he may die in an accident, or he may die because one of the girls got angry with him and killed him. But I don't
Maybe.
think it's going to be the group that's going to kill him and eat him. I mean, that's just my opinion.
No, I kind of wonder though, how do we know that Maury is going to tell the truth though? I mean, technically Maury could say, "Oh, he kept me down there and he hurt me." And I mean, she could make up all kinds of stuff and they have no way of knowing what's true.
And I think she will do that, and I think that's why the viewers are going to dislike her. But I
Wow.
think Shauna and Van and Akila are going to advocate to let him live because he saved their lives.
He did save
So
their
if he
lives.
saved their lives, how could he be the one who burned down the cabin? And then Van, because we're speculating that maybe it was what's her name? Van's a lover. What's her name? I'm
Um,
blanking.
I,
Ty. Maybe Ty is the one that burned down the cabin, and
yeah,
Van is covering up. So Van may come clean when if it's going to be a choice between killing Coach and just saying, Ty is sick. She's got like a split personality. We have to feel sorry for her. This is what happened. So
yeah,
that may come out. Yeah, it's interesting, right?
yeah. No, it is. I hope you're right. I don't want them to kill him because I feel like he is the one person who, I mean, I felt kind of like that with Nat, but Nat's kind of moving away from that. Like he's one of the ones that was a good person. Travis really didn't do anything either, I guess. But yeah, he's the one who has done a lot of good. So you don't really want to see him die. But the fact that we don't know because we haven't seen a lot of the people in the present, it's hard to tell who's going to live
Yeah,
and who's going to die.
that's true. And
Yeah.
it's funny, Travis has done nothing really yet this season.
Yeah, he's not done anything bad, but he's not really done anything good either.
No, he's just kind of just in the background in a way.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think Coach will die, but it won't be for a meal. I think it will be, or even retribution. I just think one of the girls will have a thing, will have it out with him, and she'll kill. It could even be Misty that kills him. Who knows?
Interesting. Yeah, actually, stupid spammer. Nobody is going to click on your link, you spamming idiot. Anyway, sorry. I don't know why they do that.
Oh,
but
wow.
I don't know if you can see it. If you're in YouTube, you won't see it. I see it because I'm in StreamYard. Whoever is in Twitch, they come in to watch the stream, and the only thing they do is post spam.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, you could be right. I guess we have to wait and see. But I definitely hope that they don't kill him. So I hope you're right.
right.
Kill who?
Yeah.
Coach. She's saying she doesn't think they're going to kill him. That she thinks he'll be found innocent. I guess is kind of what you're saying, right?
That would be interesting because it's pushing it towards him being guilty. So that would be an interesting twist.
Yeah.
I think they might just leave him, and maybe they leave some people, and that's their big secret, and then those people end up being alive.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. AA says I think they might just leave Coach out there when the rescue comes and not tell them he's still out there. It's a possibility. Yeah.
Interesting.
I do got to say though, like Coach is the one that's been good in everything, and he wanted to get away from them, and that was kind of his excuse. No, I didn't know the cabin was on fire. I was trying to get as far away from you guys as I could. But I also kind of wonder, like, does it make him wrong that he found that food and he knows these girls are dying and starving? And I kind of wonder, like, should he have went back, even though with what happened, and been like, hey, I have all this food, or was there really only enough food for one person anyway? I don't know, but I kind of think about that sometimes. Like, should
and then
he
just kill him?
But they probably would have just killed him.
Then they
So I'm
kill
not
him?
saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like survival of the fittest. Like he's not going to put his life in danger, but if they're in danger and he's able to help at that moment, he did. He pulled them out of the gas, out of the cave.
Yeah, but when he like saw Javi's body, I think he thought that they had murdered him and stuff.
Yeah, I do believe he thought that. He was wrong.
Yeah, so I think that's why he was like, okay, they're gonna kill me. They find me.
Yeah.
Right.
I gotta. Okay, wait. I just want to put up AA's comments, and I feel that when they let Javi die, I was so mad. But did I keep watching? I'm just going to be tough. I'm not ready to swallow. No, I agree. But that being said, though, I kind of question, though. Like shades of gray with morality and stuff. Did they kill him? I mean, they didn't outright kill him, but not saving somebody, not trying to save somebody. I mean,
it's manslaughter. It's manslaughter.
Yeah. But I mean, you could argue they killed them. Not saving somebody is not I mean, it's not the same thing as murder, but it's still up there.
Yeah, right. But you hear somebody like a Keeler or somebody say we should save him, and then somebody's like, spread out, the ice will start cracking or something like that. So they're also kind of in danger standing on the ice.
They are. But I mean, they chose to let him die, I guess.
The wilderness chose Jamie.
Right. And I like what you said before.
Definitely made the choice to let him die. That's the thing that I thought was harsh, was that Natalie chose to let him die. She didn't even she chose to not help because she was going to, and then Misty's like, if you do that, they're going to kill you, and she wasn't wrong. But and I like discussing things like this a lot of times on our other show. We always discuss things like this. Like, does that make it okay? I mean, she saved her own life, but does that negate the fact that she let him die and didn't save him just to save herself?
Yeah, but that wasn't okay to Natalie, even into her adult days, and even when she died, Javi was on the plane. So it plagued her whole life.
Right, yeah. But she let it. I mean, she still did it. She still made the choice.
Well, the heat of the moment.
No, I know, but I guess that's my point. Like, is that doing it to save yourself? I mean, it's it's understandable, I guess. But it doesn't.
It's survival. It's survival of the fittest, right? I mean, at that moment,
but it makes her no better than them.
Oh, I mean, right.
Well, that's why she says. That's why when she says the wilderness chose to Travis, I don't think she thinks that.
No, and that's why I said before, I think that they use the wilderness as saying the wilderness chose is an excuse because they don't want to deal with the truth. So they're
I
blaming
agree.
it on the quote
Yeah.
unquote wilderness. So yeah.
Yeah, it takes the responsibility off of them that
Mhm.
they
But
murdered or they didn't prevent a death. So they
yes, and they
blame the
are
wilderness for it.
teenagers, so some of it I can, I guess, let go a little bit, but they're still guilty. AA says Natalie just let him die. As Travis, I would never forgive. I assume you mean forgive her, like you lied about him being dead for months and then didn't help when he was actually dying. Yeah, I don't know how he ever forgave her. I would agree with that. But I also like her comment. For all we know, Coach could be feral in the Canadian woods like Eloise.
Mhm.
That's great.
Yeah.
And Justin says they're gonna eat him like Hannibal there with his liver and a nice Chianti. Also,
Oh, his scrumptious butt meat or whatever Misty said last season.
yeah. AA also points out that Travis ate his brother's heart, so he's deranged. Yeah, I don't know what the heck that was about. He went kind of nutty there. Well, not kind of, he did.
Mhm. Yeah, part of the ritual, I guess. He was getting more and more into ritualistic stuff,
Yeah.
putting blood on skulls and things like that.
Yeah, they were all, and that's why I said I think that they all started going crazy with what was going on because they couldn't handle it. Their minds broke. But I think that maybe this gas or whatever is partially to blame for even those kind of things because I think that it altered them.
Yeah, and there's also theories that the bear meat they ate after, because I think it was kind of like what they thought it was a gift from Laura Lee because she had a teddy bear, and then the bear came, and the bear might have had tapeworms or some kind of bacteria in it.
Yeah, it could have been any of those things.
Because I guess they have it has a lot of bugs and stuff. You have to really like cook it a certain way in order to not get anything from it.
Yeah.
And they were eating that all winter.
True. That's the other thing too. I wonder how, I mean, I guess if it was cold enough, maybe it wouldn't hurt them. But I sometimes question like how they could have kept meat as long as they did without it spoiling too.
Yeah. Or animals getting to it. Which they said
Yeah,
there are no
or
animals around in winter, so it's weird how all the animals come in summer, then they go away in winter, then they come back in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, certain animals are going to hibernate, yeah, but not not to
But
that
the
extent.
rabbits would be out all the time. Deer would be out all the time.
Yeah.
I live in Michigan, I know.
No, yeah, a lot of them
They're
would
everywhere.
be. I mean, it would be harder to hunt in the winter, granted, but yeah, they should have.
I don't know
should-
necessarily. I saw 36 deer the other day. I don't know how hard that would
Wow.
be.
Yes, Scarlett, that's a good point. It's like even in the harshest winter, you would think there'd be something they could hunt,
Well, there
right?
was that moose, but she lost the moose.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
aside from the moose,
Mm-hmm.
other things like where you said rabbits and other things or
Some kind
deer.
of ecosystem, but it's weird
Right.
that it comes back in the summer.
Right.
I feel like if it was gone, it should be gone all the time.
Yeah,
No,
I agree with
you're
you.
right.
Yeah.
That's more just plot, I think, more than anything.
Or punishment by the wilderness.
The punishment for the maybe.
It chose that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna turn off my camera for a little bit because I'm gonna take it up from my yeah, I just like I said, they're using the wilderness for an excuse for a lot of things. Let's see, I lost completely where we were at. So Van, I'm trying to find where the heck she is that she finds the cabin. And I lost where it's at. Okay.
The door.
Yeah.
Lost like
sorry, if you have something else to say, L'Oreal, I don't want to cut you off. I was like trying to find where we were. I don't know if she.
Oh no, I'm fine.
No, people are saying that was a Lost like door. I say it's a Twin Peaks like curtain door because other shows have done it.
Yeah, a lot of shows done those things. But yeah, there's so many things in these last couple episodes that make me think of Lost. But But she sits down and she's still hallucinating, and this is when it shows. And I think this is why I definitely thought that like they were implying that maybe Van did it or Van knows something about it because they do show
Mhm.
the flames like that in her eyes.
Yeah, when I first saw this in the trailer, I thought it was some flash forward to like 1998 and she was in her house looking at fire.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool how they did it,
Mhm.
but to me, it's definitely has to do with the cabin fire, maybe. But like I said, maybe it's more that she knows that Dark Tide did it or whatever,
Mhm. Well,
as
she's
opposed to
associated
she
with
actually
fire
did it.
because she's like almost died twice from fire, like from the plane and then being put on a pyre after the wolves got to her.
Yeah, that's true.
Lots of
Why
fire
did my
going on.
phone get muted? Yeah, I don't know, but it's a cool scene the way they did
Mhm.
it. It's creepy, and
I guess there's some shot of 6 feet under the finale of Laura Ambrose's face that looks like this.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
similar,
'cause
and
I
not
haven't.
fire in the eyes, but a similar shot of where the face is, which is interesting to me. I've never seen 6 feet under, but
Right. Well,
interesting reference.
I was gonna say Laura Ambrose is the one that plays her older, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's
that's
a
what I
picture
thought.
of Laura Ambrose's face.
That's cool. Yeah, that is weird because it's
hmm
the same actress, or well, the older version of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
So
was great in 6 Feet Under, Lauren Ambrose.
yeah, I have not seen that. So berries again, but I
hmm
question like, are these? I told you how earlier they had red berries, like raspberries, and now they have
hmm
blackberries, and I
hmm
just wonder if like they're supposed to be the same berries, but it's showing like everything's I don't know dark right now, decayed if they're in this sort
Well,
of
there could be blue raspberries too, like darker
blue
raspberries.
raspberries. It could be, but my point is they showed really bright red raspberries before, and now there's
Now
like
they're the raspberries of darkness.
yeah, exactly, yeah. No, I don't know.
Don't eat them, Akila. They're not
Yeah,
good
don't
for
eat
you.
them. And then there's goats, and I guess those are sheep. I thought those were all goats, but they're just I guess sheep that are sheared close. They don't.
I felt bad for you when I saw this, Jamie, because I thought maybe one of these animals, something bad would happen to them.
Yeah, I was hoping not. I don't need anything to happen to them.
Especially lambs, being all the symbolism of lambs.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping nothing
Yeah,
happened.
I'm
I'm
worried
all.
about when the winter comes, they may not survive, these animals.
Yeah, I mean, the goats they can get milk out of. The chickens they can get eggs out of. I mean, the sheep they can get wool out
Yeah,
of, I
but
guess.
these aren't
If they
their
know how to make it.
animals. Didn't they just have ducks and rabbits?
Yeah, I was gonna say though, I don't know that these animals are really there. I
No,
think she's
I
just
don't think so. Well,
hallucinating.
if you believe the next animal,
It's true, the
there
llama
is
is there.
actually
Yeah,
there.
but what about the one that Travis was holding?
The
That
duck. Yeah,
Akila
there's a
brought
That
him.
duck.
was a duck.
Yeah,
There's a
right.
duck. I think
So that
that she's I mean, I could be wrong, but like I think, okay, Van like is hallucinating something good. It's like a nice warm place to be. She's
Mhm.
hallucinating animals because animals make her feel safe. She
Yeah,
likes
she's like the
animals.
Earth Mother.
Yeah.
right,
She's taking care of the animals.
Yeah.
right.
Who was it earlier that said something about elements? Somebody said something
hmm
earlier. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, there's definitely elements in here. Definitely, Van's fire, Aquila is earth, and
Would be
Shauna's water. With the air being could be Jackie, could be something else, could be Lottie. Quintessence could be in there.
yeah, I don't know, but it's interesting because it is kind of
And then Akila, she had a pet mouse. I think it was
hmm
season 2. Of
hmm
course, it was
yeah,
dead, but it was
yeah,
her
Eventually
desire to,
alive.
right. It was her
Nugget.
desire to have a
Nugget.
pet.
yeah, yeah.
Like Chicken McNugget.
Oh, come on. Be nice. No, but
She
you might
tried
be
to
right
eat it in
though.
that one scene. She was like, ah.
She tried to eat it after she knew it was dead, though. That's what's kind of
Yeah,
worse. I don't know if that's
yeah,
better or
Worse.
worse. Like, I'm not sure if it's worse. I love this
Yeah.
llama, though. It's like
yeah.
talking. I mean, it's so crazy. This is
I
where it's
wonder, do you
gone
know whose
crazy.
voice that was?
It's the guy from The Sopranos.
Okay, I
Really?
was gonna say
The
somebody
guy
had.
who played Big Pussy, apparently.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I looked him up because I thought it was Joe McHale because I'm obsessed.
She's just trying to find Joe McHale.
I thought if that says Joy McHale to the voice of the lamb, I'm gonna lose my shit. But it was a guy from The Sopranos.
Oh, okay.
This is
Yeah.
where I wish I had seen the screeners just so I could tease you and be like, ha ha, I know where he's at, but I have no clue. So I can't do that.
That's fine.
No,
I
I
was
wouldn't do
fine
that
with the
anyway.
mystery.
No, I know I wouldn't do that anyway, but Just makes me laugh. So anyway, the llama says everything with teeth bites. Everything will defend itself.
So
And
this
I
is like the Dalai Lama.
the Dalai Lama, yeah. I think that's a good one. I like that. But I
Yeah.
think that it's clearly talking about the girls. You know, everything will bite, everything defends itself. Like it's saying anybody can be what they've become, type of thing. At least that's how I took it. And then says they're calling you, and then we start hearing the screaming again and the noises and everything.
Maybe he's even talking about Akila because she's, you know, kind of the quiet, sweet one.
Yeah,
but she can bite if she needs to defend herself.
Yeah, very true, very true. So then
maybe against Coach Ben.
Yeah, maybe. I hope not, but maybe. That llama's so cute, though. I thought it was an alpaca, but it said llama in the. I don't know.
It's a llama because I just went to the zoo today, and we have alpacas, and they're definitely different. They're more scrawnier.
Yeah,
they're raised for wool, and llamas are raised for protection, and to ride on, and to pull carts.
I see. Okay. Well, either way, it's cute.
Yeah.
So then we have. Oh, geez, you said you wanted to
this is a great shot.
We're not going to get through the opening credits by 1:30.
Oh, that's fine. We'll just keep going. I'm good. I can't.
Okay. Like, there's no way we're going to get through that. We are almost through
2:30. 2:30.
Okay. All right. So then we have Shauna floating in the water. I was just going to say this is in the opening credits. That was why I was saying that. And, you know, I don't have the picture in front of me to actually look at it, but that kind of reminds me of the symbol, the way she's laid out.
Oh, yeah. Good
look at it here.
Triangular. She has her arms up in a circle.
And the way looking at it now, definitely, yeah. I always kind of wondered if that was in reference to Ben, though, because he's got like one leg and the symbol's got like one leg, but I don't know that it has anything to do with that at this point. But it does kind of remind me of the symbol.
Because of the triangle, and then she's making a circle of her arms. If you traced around, it would be a circle. Yeah.
Well, very interesting. But anyway, she is floating, and I took a picture of that because that to me reminded me of when she was having the baby. I don't know, just the position. It's very bizarre. The way
you're probably dead on with that. That's probably why the shot's like that.
Yeah, because generally when you float, you have your legs flat out in front of you, not like that. But she hears the boy, which we're to assume is her son, calling her.
See, this was like actually kind of a leaked thing, like a long time before season 3, because there was a woman who took a picture of her dog, and she was a Yellowjackets casting agent, and then there's this picture behind her of all these people playing different things, and the picture of Shauna's son was there. So everybody was speculating who Shauna's son was, and there was going to be a jump forward in time.
Yeah, they just probably filmed it out of order and sort of done.
No, well, it's a dream sequence. It's what she's in now.
That's true too, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the point is, she's swimming and she can't go anywhere. Like each of their things end up bad. In her case, she can't.
Their elements go against them.
Yeah,
like the ember coming out of the fire and her not being able to use the water to get somewhere.
Yeah, true. And they can't help each other either. But it hits the carpet. She looks, and then she starts freaking out, and she is.
See, there was some speculation that the fire might have started itself like this, with an amber coming out of the fireplace.
Amber, yeah, I guess that's a possibility, but I would think somebody would have maybe seen it.
Yeah, I thought it started from the outside.
That's kind of like a. Can't think of the right wording, but I feel like that's a cheat answer that it started itself. Like somebody
I think it started from outside too, so that wouldn't be,
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
But this is reminiscent of, it was Van, wasn't it, in the beginning that was stuck in the plane, right?
Yep, she was stuck in her chair and she couldn't get out.
Because now she's strapped down like she's in the airplane.
Yep.
It's the wrong thing. And all these hands come out. Now, there was, I did not save it, it was on Facebook. Somebody went and actually took screenshots of other episodes, and apparently each of these arms appears to match up with one of the dead people. So
there's like a mitten hand that looks like Javi's, and it's real quick, and it's at the bottom. And I had to pause it a lot to even get it.
Jackie's hand with the jacket, and it's very cool if that's the case that they did that.
There's a mitten hand that comes up first, and it's at the bottom. But you can't see it now. And
I didn't notice it.
It's definitely hobbies. It's mittens. It's almost like the mitten that Nat
Yeah.
made for him. Yeah.
So I guess this is what representing her guilt. I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly it means, but or if it means anything. It's a weird hallucination. But that is a plain seat there now. It wasn't before.
Yeah.
Also, it looked like in this one scene, and I don't know where it was at. I don't remember if I took a picture, but I remember when I was watching it, seeing it. I swear it looks like in one of the scenes there's a wheelchair in the background.
I don't
And
remember one.
if there is, it's probably just a lost reference to be funny, but I swore I saw a wheelchair and I'm like, what the hell? But I didn't get a picture of it and I forgot about it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I think I saw it too. Was it in the cabin?
no, I thought it was outside. I thought it was like near Travis or something. I don't remember for sure, but I thought I saw a wheelchair. I'd have to go back.
Yeah, I mean the airplane could have had a wheelchair in it, just as an extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it might have been like as a lost reference to be funny. Definitely could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, because you would think if they had a wheelchair, they would have gotten it out for Coach. You would hope.
Yeah, you think, but they
didn't
didn't take the snowshoes down in the cabin the whole time. They could have used the snowshoes to walk around, and they never did.
That is also a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So the llama says that it can be the easy or the hard way, but it's going to get what it wants, meaning assuming the wilderness. And the vines start wrapping around Aquila and pulling her underground. And Shauna gets pulled under the water. And I love that. This reminds me of like, wrote somewhere, kind of now that I'm thinking about it, reminds me of Labyrinth, but there was something else that reminded me of, and I don't for the life of me remember what it was because I didn't write it down. I thought I did, but here it kind of makes me think of Labyrinth when she's pulled down where all the hands are. If you've seen Labyrinth, if you haven't seen Labyrinth,
shot.
watch
It almost looks like it was filmed in reverse. You
like
know how they pull people doing it the other direction and then showing it.
Yeah, it definitely could be.
It was really nicely done.
Yeah, it was. Or it could not even be really dirt. So I think that's Aquila's arm, maybe. But anyway, she ends up in the classroom. And that's where she says, "Are you in my dream or am I in one of yours?" And we can talk here about shared dream states. Wait. Okay, that didn't happen yet. Okay, I was looking at Justin's notes. Have a few more there. Yeah, I don't know. This whole shared dream thing is strange. I said some things about it earlier. It also makes me think of Falling Water. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's a shared hallucination, whether it could be fully a do, whether it's just they think they're hallucinating the same things. Because I mean, part of your hallucination could be that somebody thinks they're having a hallucination. I mean, it's a hallucination. It's hard to tell.
Could be all Aquila's dream all the way through.
Could be all in her head. Yeah. Also, there are some there's Shakespeare and Hamlet things on the wall.
Yeah, and it's like a picture of Lord Byron or something behind them.
Yeah, it might be Lord Byron. I thought that was interesting. I
mean,
I'm not
Hamlet
sure
and then another poster of Shakespeare as well. Well, I made a note of it to see if that really had anything to do with anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I mean, Hamlet, I don't know. I mean, it's about murder, but I don't know that it specifically makes me think of anything.
It has a large body count, which Yellowjackets might also have.
That is true. That is true. The sign says, "Of all the ways to lose a person, death is the kindest." I don't know that I will agree with that, but it's interesting.
It's a Thoreau. It's a Thoreau quote.
Is it Thoreau? Oh, okay. Okay, so part of this is about later, but what's the significance of the hallucination featuring Lottie as a teacher, and why is Jackie present despite being dead? I mean, I don't know. It's a hallucination. To me, it doesn't have to mean anything, but I'd say maybe because she's the one that's sort of leading them, I guess.
She's kind of like the wandering spirit.
Yeah.
I could see Laura Lee in this dream in the same spot too, because she was close to Lottie. But I kind of want to make it more Jackie focused, or maybe the actor that plays Laura Lee wasn't available.
Yeah, I know. They don't really mention her much anymore.
Yeah, it's weird that they don't mention her at all.
Yeah. Unless it's because she kind of killed herself, not intentionally, but like She didn't die per se because of the wilderness. She died because she
Mhm.
tried to leave. But
Yeah,
I'm
she was
not.
altruistic. She was trying to help them and get help.
Yeah,
Which
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
that I
for
think
the
that's why they
reason,
released like 5 lanterns, because her and Crystal weren't, you know,
yeah,
I don't think they were taken by the wilderness like the other 3,
yeah, yeah.
like a sacrifice.
Oops. Yeah. So then there is
But why
the.
she's a teacher, I don't have any idea. Maybe she's
Yeah,
a spiritual
I
guidance.
know. That's why I said the only thing I can think of is that she's sort of their, I don't want to say leader exactly, but leads them in a lot of instances. So then we see this cart. I don't remember what kind of cart it is, but this cart, and it is
Yeah,
pulled.
the noise during this is really gnarly too. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And we see the no-eyed man.
Mhm.
Although it does make you wonder if this is Akila's dream, why the hell would she see him? Unless it does have more
Because he
purpose. More
represents
reason.
death.
Yeah. But I'm just meaning because like she didn't see him like Van and Thaisa did.
I think he represents death, and I just think he's
No,
around them, and that's what it looks like to all of them.
Yeah. Very
I
interesting.
mean, we may have found out that Ty, it's attached to Ty, but it could be attached to all of them.
It could be. It could be. Let's see. She has a slap bracelet. She asked. I used to have one of them. Those things can cut you, though. Those things can come out.
You
Of
got
metal.
cut by one of those?
Not like
do you
that.
think, what do you think
Yeah?
Jackie represents in this scene, in the dream? What do
I
you
think
think
that
she
was part of his
symbolizes?
project, too.
I thought air.
Maybe, or just that which they lost. I mean, I don't. I don't know that I really put big symbolism on her. Again, sometimes when I watch something with a hallucination, like I don't know that everything has to make sense because it's a hallucination, you know?
Right.
But I guess I would probably just say like the part that they lost, like she represents their lost innocence maybe a little bit, but also just what they couldn't save. Or at least
I was just going by color symbolism too. It's like Van is fire, that was red, Shauna was blue, Akila's was like greenish, this is yellowish for air.
Yeah.
You know, it's just stuff like that.
Maybe she represents the struggle to survive. And the guy pushing the cart with no eyes represents death.
But didn't she kind of a little bit give? I don't know.
Yeah, she
if that's the right
did.
word,
She kind
gave
of
up.
slow suicided herself.
Yeah, like I don't think she did it on purpose, but she quit that fight by going outside and being stupid. She
wasn't eating. She wasn't eating either.
No,
that's right.
She wasn't doing anything, and she kind of lost her will to be there because she's like, "Oh, all you guys just love living out here, and I don't have a purpose out here." And it's like, well, they don't love doing the stuff that they're doing, but they're just trying to survive.
Right.
She gave in to the wilderness. She gave in to her weakness. So maybe she's there as a reminder to them that if they don't, really gear up, they could die, and that's why they see the guy with no eyes.
Yeah. Let's see. We skipped a couple things. We got a little off track. I want to, because we won't get back to this because it's not later in the episode, but what if the stalker is Allie, the girl who tail broke her shin or something like that in the first season? I'm trying to remember who Allie is.
She was a girl. She was a girl in the pilot who Ty kicked and her legs split open.
Oh, okay.
And then she was older, Allie, at like the high school reunion. The girl that had like the nanny voice.
Yeah.
Like Fran Drescher.
Yeah, no, I kind of feel though, like after that many years, why would you like now get revenge? But that could, I mean, it's random.
Why would she need to get revenge? She like didn't. Like
she didn't end up there. She lived. She got the good end of the stick. I mean, it was actually.
I mean, by Ty hurting her leg,
somebody even made that comment, like she was the lucky one because she didn't end up there. So yeah, I don't think she would have a reason to go after them. It is it's Eastern time. It is 1:30 here. We're just up late. Allie didn't go to the wilderness. It seemed like she could, like she had this could have been me complex. Yeah, maybe that's true.
Yeah, you know, there was I thought I had read somewhere that Adele Alley was supposed to be in the third season somewhere.
Maybe
Huh.
maybe she's married to Joe McHale.
Maybe.
Sorry.
I gotta see him.
Yeah. And yes, I think maybe that my hair is red. It has meaning. I like red.
Yeah.
That's the meaning.
Well, my hair is strawberry blonde naturally, so
I was gonna say I have blonde hair, so my hair's red because I like it. Well, and probably now some gray, but my hair is blonde.
yeah.
What if AA says, what if the man with no eyes is the show's version of the New Jersey Devil? They're from Jersey. That would be interesting.
You ever watch What We Do in the Shadows when they had the New Jersey Double episode?
I've watched a little bit of that show, but not much. I watched
Highly
a little bit
recommend it.
before I did an
Well,
interview.
he
I
has a
never
huge
had
ball
time.
sack, but other than that, it's funny.
No, it sounded good. I had watched it because I was doing an interview with the one actor for
And Bon
Show, and I
Jovi
had to watch
plays
part of
when
it.
it comes to the scene because of New Jersey.
Oh, that's cool. I just know the Jersey Devil from X-Files, so
Yeah.
that is the extent of what I know. I think they all have guilt when it comes to Jackie because someone could have went outside to get her, the kindness of their hearts, coaches and adult. That honestly, he's one of the people I blame for Jackie because he was the adult and he should have got off his ass and went to get her. And even if she was pissed, even if she was upset, he should have made her come in or at least tried to. I felt that
I
way.
agree.
That always
or Shauna, because Ty's like, you should go out there and get her. And then Shauna never does. She makes the decision.
I think any of them should have went and got her.
Yeah,
All
any of them.
Yeah. But he was the one who's actually an adult.
Well, that's why I have a big problem with Coach Ben all the way through season 2 as well.
Yeah. I was thinking Ellie could have had a best friend that got to go to nationals and died, and she's mad at
Rachel. She was Rachel's best friend.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see Allie coming back in, like you said, but I don't know if it's going to have any like super important.
I thought she'd just come in for another comedy scene, maybe with Randy.
Yeah, I doubt it's gonna be. I mean, she could be completely right. I mean, we could be wrong, but I just don't see it. So back to what I was saying, she offers him the slap bracelet, and I was saying this slap bracelets can cut you. So I know I had one like it started coming out of the material.
That's right.
Yeah, they quit selling it, like they became illegal, I think, or well, not legal, but you know what I mean. Like they took them off the market because they were so dangerous.
They don't get sued.
Yeah, well, it starts coming out, but Akilah does it and it works fine. Now, who was it?
That's why I think she's the antler queen. I think she's the portage the Goldilocks chose.
Yeah, somebody
Goldilocks being in the wilderness.
Maybe that meant she was going to die though, because it accepted her. But I don't know, something.
Yeah, I know. I've heard theories both sides. I like to see her live and be the antler queen, and then be Adele Akilah. But that's just me because I like her.
Oh, I like her too, and also, what was I going to say? I lost track of. Sorry, wait. I was looking for something as I'm talking to you guys.
But there is a theory since she ate the berries and everything, she's going to die. But I hope not.
Yeah. I hope not too. The berry thing is weird. I had mentioned it last time. Okay.
And then there was something about casting Evans Johnson. And she was talking to the actress that plays Akilah online, young Akilah, and I thought, well, maybe there'd be a Akilah somewhere along the line.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We still don't know who is going to show up alive, in the present. We just don't know.
I have a question. The antler queen, does she wear that necklace?
No.
No, I don't think.
Well, Nat does, though. Maybe she does, because Nat's the leader and she has a necklace on.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Because didn't Lottie give the necklace to Natalie when they crowned her?
Shauna put it around Nat's neck when she was going to kill her.
Oh, right.
But she still has it.
I see.
She never took it off.
Interesting. But I was just going to say, Nia, the one who plays Akilah, I think is going to be on our show. Yeah, I didn't know. Anyway, that's all I was going to say. I was looking up because I was thinking she was the one that was from Pittsburgh. She's from Pittsburgh. But her and Vanessa are probably good. I don't know if they're going to be live or not. I think so, but it's going to be like probably next month or whatever. It's going to be a while yet, but we are getting the two of those, the girl who plays Jen and the one who plays Akila. We're in talks with scheduling, so yay. So that's a good thing.
The girl who
So
plays.
yes, I don't want her to die either, especially
No.
we don't have lots to talk about.
Wait, who's the other one you said?
The girl who plays Jen.
Jen. Who is Jen?
She is. I don't know. Did they
The,
change
the,
the
in the
actress?
scene, yeah, they changed Jen's. She was in the opener. She had the rifle and a pheasant when she was walking through with the Cat Stevens song playing. And she's also the one that had the bone and the capture the bone game, and she jumped in the circle.
Oh, and they changed the actress?
Yeah, they changed the actress from last season.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
Vanessa Prasad, I guess is how you pronounce it. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So yeah, we hope they're on for. I mean, we hope they're all on for.
Yeah,
a while,
because I don't want having to wait on the actress who plays Akila because she dies or something, and then she comes on for the interview.
No,
It's like,
well, hey, I have no clue what's going to happen with anything, but yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit, but hopefully she'll be still be around by then.
Yeah, I think she will be. I don't
The thing
think
is,
any.
though, too, is with this show, though, we know from Jackie they could be dead and still be in it again. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. But anyway, so when I'm talking to you guys, I might get muffled. I'm gonna change. I'm like, I got a sweatshirt on and I'm getting really, really hot, and I don't want to turn my air conditioner on, so I'm gonna change. I better shut my camera. I know I'm not on camera, but I should shut the camera just in case as I do it.
Yeah. So what I thought about this scene was that I thought that Akila might be Antler Queen because the bracelet fit her. The Wilderness might be 50-50 on Van because it just hurt her, but did it kill her? And it definitely doesn't want Shauna because it's just like, no, thank you.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys think differently because there's got to be a different theory out there. But
well, I also think that Shauna still has a lot of guilt about Jackie. So
yeah,
in her hallucination, Jackie killed her, right?
Exactly, yeah.
True.
Yeah, but you could be right about Akila. She might be the Antler Queen.
There's a promo poster I know for this season that shows the Antler Queen, and it definitely doesn't look like Nat. I don't know if it's just like a random person and it's not really indicative of anything.
We'll have to look through them because I know Misty's in it and like the different characters. I wonder if we could do a process of elimination.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really show the person's skin color because it's behind the netting. I mean, I would say it looks like it's probably not Akila, but the way it's lit, it's hard to tell. But it is somebody with long dark hair.
I'm just saying the people dancing around her, like the one painting where they're all dancing around the Antler Queen. You could just, because I know Misty's in it, I know different characters, I know Nat's in it. You could just do process of elimination.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's not there?
It's a painting. Where's it at?
It's a really beautiful pink painting they're using for promo.
Oh,
and
okay.
It has an Antler Queen in the middle, and it looks like a painting, and it looks like all the girls dancing around an Antler Queen, and it's really beautiful.
It'd be interesting if they had all the girls in it, though, so you didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I thought it's Travis.
Yeah, it's probably Travis, right? I don't know. I would say by the hair, it looks like it could be Jen or Mari.
Do you have is it a photo?
Yeah, let me hold on. It says bow to your new queen. It was on the press site, but it wasn't like embargoed or anything, so it's not like I can share. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know if I can share two things at once or not. Let me see if it'll let me.
Because the poster I'm talking about has just been used everywhere. It's even on Prime when I go to watch it.
Now this is a see.
Oh, okay.
I just found it when I was going through pictures, and it's for this season. So, but I mean, I would say by the long dark hair that it looks like it's probably like Jen or
Well, those are pieces of hair stuck to her, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's like, oh, that's true. Yeah, because that would be well. I mean, it could be her hair and be that long, but you're right. It could be attached hair. I don't know. It doesn't really tell you a whole lot, but there you go. That was the picture I was looking at before because I'd mentioned it. Okay, let's go back to that. All right. So she uses a slap bracelet and it cuts her arm. Now I noticed too, is it just me or does that symbol look I'm pointing at the wrong one. Symbol look kind of similar to the
the design on that. Yeah, I think that's totally
to their symbol, I think.
which has triangles and circles.
Right, right. And then it ends up around Shauna's neck.
Yeah.
And this is where whoa, what did I do? Hold on. I clicked something weird. Sorry about that. I don't know if it did anything to you, but it went full screen to me and confused me.
Oh, it just went white to me. Like this.
Okay. Okay, I see. But she's choking. And do you think their numbers mean anything? Has anybody investigated their numbers for their uniforms?
Interesting. Yeah.
There's a listing of all the numbers and the positions they play and how that affects things. Like,
well, I just wondered because I noticed Van was
there's
one.
defenders and there's a goalie and there's forwards and how, you know, their positions might be how they actually are in the hunt or out as a group. It's on Reddit somewhere. You could probably look it up easy.
No, I just question it because I noticed like the Van was number one. That's what made me wonder.
She's a goalie, yeah.
But whenever Van got cut, Jackie says it happens sometimes, and Lottie says you shouldn't play with dangerous things.
Fire. Like fire?
Like fire. And Jackie also says that she's being a baby, and then Jackie puts it around Shauna's neck. And that's when Lottie tells Akilah to help her. Jackie's laughing. I thought Van looked kind of sadistic in this scene.
Van looked like she was this bloodthirsty. I don't know.
Yeah, it was an odd look there. She's choking too, because I mean that looks like she's running out of air the way they did that. But then they all wake up, and Shauna's like, "Where's Van?" And then Ben is like, "Guys, help me!" And he's pulling Van over, and he has his mouth covered with the cloth, knowing that the stuff they're breathing is bad, and he says that there's poison. And also The Cold by The Cure plays. I wrote that down. But
great song.
Yeah, I like the song. But Nat and Ty, Nat has her gun and she's like, "You're coming with us."
Yeah, she says sorry, Coach, too. Because Natalie still feels bad about Coach, I'm sure.
Yeah, she does. AA said, "I think the Antler Queen could be Lottie." Oh, could have been Lottie's hair too. I don't know, especially the theory that her family had something to do with the crash, then it would make sense it's Lottie. Okay. And she also said maybe the slap bracelet actually hurt Shauna and Can because they were dying in the real world from the gas. And Coach saved them. That's true. Could have represented that. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, it was like in Lottie's dream too when she was in the mall that Laura Lee pushed her out of the dream because she was dying of the cold.
Yeah. So I wanted to go back. I've been saving this part of this question that was Justin had asked us before, which is what kind of gas does Ben use in the cave? So clearly Justin took this different than I did.
I don't think he's using any gas in the cave.
Yeah, I think that the gas was there and he knew it was poison. And maybe that's why he's been talking to somebody. I don't know. But I think he knew it was poison and I think he was saving them. But that implies
there was gas in that kit.
I was going to say it is possible there could have been gas in that thing, and maybe he just wanted to get them out of there and get them away rather than actually kill them. I don't know, but I definitely did not take it that he did it.
Yeah, I took it as something natural that was just happening in the cave system.
Yeah.
Guano.
Was there anything? Okay. We already did the rest of that. Okay. Okay, whoops. We didn't do this though. What does we go back, slap bracelet on her neck? I don't want to keep it on though because it's bloody. I don't know if YouTube won't like
gross.
It. What does Natalie, what does the bracelet on, I am going, what am I doing now? Jeez, wrong way.
You're going to the beginning. That is
I know. What does the bracelet on Shauna's neck symbolize? And how do Akilah and Van react to the hallucination? What makes Ben decide to ultimately help them escape? And how does Nat find them? Why does she bring a gun? There's a lot in there, a lot of different questions. So what does it symbolize? You think it's that the wilderness doesn't want her to lead? Is that what you think?
Yeah. And probably what you were saying too about the guilt with Jackie. Like, Jackie kills Shauna. Jackie in the dream kills Shauna because Shauna thinks that she killed Jackie.
Right. It's guilt.
Guilt.
Yeah.
And Akilah trying to save her in the dream they were right next to each other in the pit, in the
Yeah,
cave.
in the
So
cave, yeah,
maybe Akila was like shaking Shauna
might have
as
been.
she was starting to wake up.
Yeah. It's interesting though that it does seem to have that symbol on it, sort of, and that's what was around her neck.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
also, yeah, but also, I just want to point out, and I don't know if it's relevant, but it does to me look like it wasn't just that it was cutting her neck. I mean, it was choking her. The way they used her close up of her eyes, it was like, what is it, petechial hemorrhaging or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was air too, because it was cutting off the air supply. That's why I thought it was
So
the
it could be
element of air.
Jackie. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, and it's the gas. It was really the gas that was choking her.
Right.
So that was bleeding through into her dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, sometimes a dream is just a dream. I mean, dreams and hallucinations don't always have to have meaning. I'm sure that a lot of you, no, I want to say,
don't let Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung hear that.
no, I'm saying that I'm sure that a lot of pieces of the stuff in this episode do have meaning and do have foreshadowing. But I always look at it as that sometimes a dream can be crazy and doesn't all have to fit together.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes.
Especially if they were dreaming it because they were dying.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I think though that's why she was. But I think that's why she was choking, was because she actually was choking.
Yeah.
And in her dream, she started choking. Right.
Yeah. Then we also have, why does Natalie insist on taking Ben back with them? Because they all want to kill him or put him on trial or whatever.
Because she has to, because that's what the group wants, is she's the leader. And she has to do what the group wants.
Yeah, I think that if it were up to her, maybe she wouldn't, but it's not. I mean, it is up to her, but it's
well, she did. I think I think that probably her and Ben knew of each other, maybe even talked to each other, because she knew where the snare was that he put that down.
Oh, she definitely knew he was still alive and didn't want them going after him. That's for sure.
But she could have said, "Okay, guys, in light of what just happened here, we see Coach saved them. You know, do we really want to do this? Do we want to take? Well, maybe we'll just leave him here, leave him alone, right?"
Never.
No,
we must have a trial. We learned this in debate class or whatever class in high school. I don't know.
No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But yeah, I don't know. I would hope that what he did would go towards his case.
I think it will. I think it will.
And yet.
But I think Mari will do her darndest to make him look real bad.
Yeah, probably.
Or good. I mean, Mari always goes back and forth, so who knows? It's like
true.
flipping a coin.
Yeah, it's Mari. We don't know. So backing up a second while we're here, let's talk about, so what exactly do we think this is? Could it be mercury's poisoning, cinnabar, or an abandoned mine? I mean, what's kind of
guano?
For instance, I guess, bat guano.
Bat guano.
There's bats in there. We know that for a fact.
Yeah. Yep.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
It's
definitely something
possible. It's possible there really was some kind of gas can in the supplies that Coach found. In addition,
it is possible. I had
some first
thought
aid
about that till Justin said it. It is. I mean, they had mace, right? So I don't see why not.
Right.
What he could have done is, you know how like there was that barricade of rocks, right? I kind of almost wondered it after I read Justin's comment. I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, okay, maybe he put up the rocks, like, don't go any further, don't come after me, or I'm going to do something. And like they came anyway, so he sent off the gas, but he didn't want him to die. Because he had a cloth over his face, so he clearly had figured out. But I also have to question if he didn't set off the gas. Like I said before, I wondered if like the gas has been coming up the fumes through vents in the ground or whatever, and that's why they've been having hallucinations all along. But I have to wonder if that's the case, why did he just now cover his face? Like, why did he not realize, oh, this is why I'm talking to my, well, we're assuming he might be talking to his boyfriend. We don't know, but that he's talking to him. Like, why would he just now decide that it was poison? Like it actually kind of makes sense that maybe he did do that.
Yeah. And when Mari was there too. I mean, it wasn't affecting her.
Yeah.
Right. Because she was down there with him.
it just affected them now. So yeah, that makes me wonder if maybe he did set something off.
Yeah.
But what
I
would
hadn't
it
really
use
thought
then?
it through until Justin said that. So
Well,
it's
he
definitely
he
a good
knew
theory.
he knew they were coming after him, so he
Mhm.
he figured, let me do this to scare them out, and
But
then
Yeah.
he
but
can be the
what
hero
is
and save them.
what is he using though? What is he using? Tell me what he's using that's available to him.
Oh, because when he found those supplies, there was mace in there too,
Oh, there
right?
was?
Yeah,
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
because
that's
he
I
what
had
didn't
he
see
him
had
and
that.
Maureen
mace.
shot in their face. It was Mace.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a bear spray.
No, it was mace. So
No, I think
so
it
if
was
there was
Mace.
mace in there, there probably was
Oh,
gas in there
They
too.
said
Yeah.
it was Mace. I mean, I didn't actually see the canister said Mace, but they said
Right.
Mace to me, so I assume. But yeah,
okay.
I mean, there could have been some kind of tear gas or gas to knock
Yeah.
you out or gas to make you, I don't know. There could have been something. It's
Mhm.
Right.
definitely a possibility. Um, the fact that he knew it was doing it and it didn't affect him before makes me think maybe he did, unless it was that he hadn't gone in that area of the cave. And then when they chased him, he went into that area of the cave and realized there was something there. I don't know.
Mhm.
I really
Right.
don't.
Right.
There's a mystery of
Well,
mysteries.
yeah.
Of many mysteries.
Uh,
Rocket
I,
mystery.
I'm leaning towards that he did it himself.
might have. And AA saying, did the bat meat make them sick? I still don't get why they were eating bat meat when he had the food from that crate, unless he just didn't want to share it.
He didn't want
Um,
her to know he had it.
yeah, but he
I
gave
don't
her
think
hot
he wanted her.
chocolate. He found hot chocolate like in the middle of the woods. I mean, she had to have known where the hot chocolate came from, right?
Well, no, because he said he found it, he made it. So she doesn't know. She's a kid. She doesn't
I
know.
guess that's true, but
Yeah,
yeah,
but I
I
think
don't
if he
know.
He's
started
not
giving
super
her like
smart.
these meals, like in these packages, then she'd know there's like a stash somewhere.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but that means he's also eating bat meat himself. So I don't know
Well,
how.
I'm sure it's not the first time.
Yeah, I don't know though. I would think bat could make you sick, like could be poisoned or something. But then again, I would think you could get sick from eating rats too. So I don't know.
Well, they say that bats carry rabies, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know if you can cook that out or not. I don't know.
I wouldn't want to try.
No, I wouldn't want to try either. Um, we will. I guess we're about ready to do the opening credits then,
Mm.
unless you
Let
guys
me
have
just
any.
ask you, what was Hobby eating in the cave? Was he eating bats too? What was he eating?
There's just like a pile of little bones.
Yeah, I
Really?
have to think it was some kind
Swirled.
of animals or something that they found that went through that place.
And then again, Hobby was there the whole winter. If there was a gas there, he would have died, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
mhm.
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Mysteries.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Now moving, I'm just typing this on to the opening credits discussion. Do you guys have anything else about the episode though before we do that? I don't want to cut you off if either of you, or if anybody
No.
in the chat has anything about it, we can.
Yeah. If anybody in chat has any questions, which I don't
Yeah,
think they do.
and it's not that we can't, jump back either, but I think we've gone and we're ready for the opening credits. Let's see. I think we went through all the questions. Are there any more? Wait, there's something here that started. I skipped. Wait, where'd it go? It's a Lottie said that in the hallucination that it's all one dream. I feel like that's important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very possible, but it also could just be because they were all, together dying or whatever. I don't know. Oh, I know what it was. I was thinking before. Remember, I said there was something that ground with Akila being pulled under that I thought of, and I couldn't remember what it was. I didn't write it down. I wrote it in the chat when we were talking. That's why I didn't write it down. That episode that reminded me of the episode of X-Files Field Trip, where they get pulled underground and they're like sort of attached to these hallucinogenic mushrooms that makes them be in like this not alternate reality, but like they don't know it's not reality and like they can't get out because like the mushrooms are like devouring, like digesting them or something slowly. So anyway, it's a weird episode. But the way it pulled her underground reminded me of that. And now we're talking like this singular hallucination. It kind of makes me think about that again. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's things in this episode that seem to point to things not being real. So who knows? Maybe nothing's real. Maybe they're all dead. I don't know. But we will move on to talking about the opening credits unless anybody has anything else about the episode. If you're still with us, we appreciate it. Please do take a minute to like and subscribe and let us know what you think about the time change. We moved the time so we didn't overlap completely with the other Yellowjacket shows that were tonight. Although it seems like at least live, we actually got less people. So I'm not sure if it was a bad choice. So
well, I know one of them had Aquila on.
Oh, that might be it too. Yeah.
That started at 10.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But we were an hour later, so I thought we'd be okay. So yeah, I don't know. But if you hated the time, let us know. If you liked the time, let us know. Maybe we'll get people who weren't live. I don't know. But like I said, we will be soon having the actresses who played Jen and Aquila. One of them wanted to wait till after March. I just don't remember which person it was. I'm getting
hopefully not the one that died.
Well, I hope neither of them die. I have no clue.
I don't want their character because I feel like it's like Elizabeth Boy from like From, and she just did the rounds after her character died.
Well, to be fair, a lot of times when actresses do and actors do interviews, they just want it to be a post-mortem for a certain episode. It could be they have a really big episode coming up. It doesn't necessarily mean they died.
It could be a real post-mortem.
Yeah, I don't know. But and like I said, I have not seen further, so I can't.
I know. I
can't even accidentally give something away. But we will be having them. I believe they're going to do it live. It's just not going to be instantly, but we are scheduling that, and we're trying to get some other people too that I've contacted. Hopefully we can get some more people. That would be good if we could get some people. And we said before, we're also interested in maybe doing some collabs with other YouTubers. So if you're watching this and you maybe want to do something together, please let us know. But yeah, before we go on and move on to the stuff about the opening credits, Scarlett, why don't you do your quick promo for your shows, and then I'll do mine for people who just joined us today.
Yeah, as far as co-hosting here, I also host on Julie B Deep Dives Live, and we are going to be breaking down and theorizing about Severance episode 6. Attila? Is that the one? No, not Attila. Is it?
Yes.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's
we
Attila.
Yeah. Yesterday. You're right.
Okay, thanks. At 10:15 p.m. EST, we also take call-ins after we're done breaking down the episode. On let's see, on Wednesdays we have a From rewatch party. We're going to be rewatching and breaking down the first episode of the second season, and that will start around 10 p.m. EST. On Thursdays, we have a watch party in Julie B Deep Dives Discord, and we will be showing Severance episode 7 at 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. with some talk after. And then on Fridays, we have From Academy at probably around 11 p.m. on Fridays EST with Doc, and we do a particular topic, and the topic is to be announced.
Got it.
And we may or may not get Doug Hughes in one of those. I'm not.
Okay.
If you love Doug Hughes, he might show up on Wednesday or Friday. So
cool.
Keep your eyes open.
That's cool. And I was going to say,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just going to give my promos really quick. I was going to say, we in my Discord, which is the link that's in the chat, I had pinned. We do have watch parties before we do each of our live streams, but to make it easier, so you can catch up on the episode if you missed it. But we have our Severance live streams are on Sunday nights. We had moved it this week till 10. We're seeing if the time does better, but usually it's either at 9 or 10. And the schedule, of course, is in Discord. But we have Severance on Saturday, and then Sunday, obviously, is Yellowjackets. And then Tuesdays, we have our show, which is right now about Paradise. We're going to talk about Reacher, and just kind of some random whatever's been going on during the week that's been on TV and in the movies. And that's on Tuesdays at 10. These are all Eastern times. And then, back again Saturday will be Severance. And like I said, we always have, for Severance and Yellowjackets, we always have the watch parties an hour beforehand in Discord. So you should join our Discord. You could see all the schedules, all our parties, find out when stuff is on and all that good stuff. But And like I said before, make sure you check out our interviews under the video tab of our YouTube and even our lives, because we had a lot of live interviews or ones that premiered lives that are under the live tab. Our most recent one was for Severance. We had Sydney Cole Alexander, who plays Natalie, is also there to view. But yeah, there's a lot of lost from. Well, there's some lost too, but from interviews. I'm just good. But there's a lot of from interviews, all that stuff as well, and stuff that is absolutely not related to any of these shows as well. Is of course at scifivision.com, which you can find all of our stuff at, and here on our YouTube. And I see that also looks different than normal because it's been changed. But there you go. There's the banner. But yeah, you can find all our interviews there. In next week, I'm going to be covering the junket for 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue, Eric McCormick. And the other cast members. Yeah, so those interviews will be coming soon too. And next week, I also will be putting up the interview with Jacob Anderson. I keep promising. So that's all coming.
And I know that Dead City is coming in April, by the way. I think they finally are releasing it in April.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a date. You're probably right. I don't remember offhand what it is.
I don't think they officially announced the date yet, but they're saying April. Yeah.
Yeah, it's officially says spring. You're probably right, but I don't know. But yeah, we usually cover some interviews for that, and we're also going to be doing a breakdown of Last of Us, a breakdown podcast too, when that starts up.
Good.
But that's not till April either. So yeah. All right. Sorry. Back to our regularly scheduled discussion. Now that we did our promos. All right. So opening credits. Let me open up the other image folder here.
My boyfriend made a joke that Joe McHale might sing the opening credits on one of these episodes.
That would be fun.
Like bad karaoke, like a bad karaoke version of The Return.
They had Alanis Morissette, right? So
yeah. They had the mall version of it too. They had like a mall music version of it.
That's cool. Yeah, it's fun. I was just going to say, some of these might be from the other season's opening credits, because I've only seen, the show recently. I didn't know, so I guessed at some of them. So if they were from the other season, we can skip that.
Okay.
This first one is one I was guessing was probably from before, but I took the picture anyway. The ones that is that old, I kind of figured
that's old. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. Now this is not
old.
This has the huts at the bottom. So as I said before, a lot of these things, I don't know that they tell us anything. I think they were just little glimpses into things that were coming. Most of which have already been in the show at this point. And I think that's just because they usually use early episodes to have them ready for the promos. But yeah, the huts that they made. And if you guys have anything to add, jump in. Otherwise, I'll just...
Okay.
I didn't know if this was new or not, but I assumed that was Pit Girl. It was kind of hard to tell what it was.
It looks like Mari running, because she had that top.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but the hair looks light, so I wasn't 100% sure. But that was from when Shauna had dinner with Jeff and...
Shauna's not amused.
And the Joels. Shauna's not amused now. That I had no idea if that was from this season or what season. It's a tree.
A tree.
Now this is, I assume this might be from season 2, but it also could be her reburying the baby, which was at the beginning of this season. So I wasn't entirely sure.
But that's new. That's new.
Yeah, that's definitely new.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, I didn't know what that was to know if it was new or not, but...
It's new. It's Shauna's fingers on the baby's grave, I do believe.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's shoes in dirt. I don't know if it's new or not. Maybe people in the chat know. I'm honestly not sure.
That's new. That's new.
Okay. I was going to say, I haven't broken apart the original credits. That's what I'm not sure. That looks to me like, like Ty eating... the cotton candy, but upside down, or no? Well, part of it's upside down. It looks like it's glitched out, but I think that's
it's the foie. It's the foie with cotton candy on it.
Yeah, it looks like this part's right. The top part's right side up, and this part maybe was flipped. It's hard to tell because it's But
kind of
reflections, we talk about reflections. Not this, I know is new.
Yeah, what
because
is
they're in
this?
the preview of next week. Somebody said maybe that was light as a feather, stiff as a board, which I
Looks
don't
like
think.
Pit Girl. There's Pit Girl at the top being pitted.
Those lines could be that. I really kind of thought that was the texture of whatever they drew on, but I guess they could be spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder what the significance of 3 is at the bottom. And it's like, are they hunting her? Because it looks like a Pit Girl situation where they're hunting the other girl.
Maybe they wanted somebody to fall in the pit. I don't know. To me, it kind of looks like this is bark or something that they drew on, and that was
it is a piece of birch bark. Yeah.
So that might be what the lines are. It might have nothing to do with Pit Girl, but also if you look right here, isn't that a heart card?
Yeah, good spot. It's a pack of cards, and it's got a heart right there.
So that would lead me to believe that they're going to have another hunt for killing somebody.
I wonder who's holding this. There's like a
I don't
flower
know.
dress.
Yeah, I was going to say, whose dress is that? I don't know what we've seen. I don't know that I recognize the dress. I thought maybe one of you would, but there's a little bit.
Did you say you saw this for the next episode?
That picture, yeah, it's in the in the promo for the next episode.
It's the King of Hearts.
Yeah, it is the King of Hearts. Well, now my question is, if it's the King of Hearts, what does that mean? Does that mean maybe they're going to kill a man? I mean, maybe they're going to be chasing after Ben, or maybe it's just implying he might die. I don't know. I'm just thinking, they took the one they were going to kill was the Queen of Hearts before. It's a guy, man. So it makes sense to me. The king could mean they're after Travis or they're after Ben. Yeah, Jason, that was kind of my point. I don't know.
Or that they captured Ben and brought him back with them.
Yeah, it could be that simple. But I would say it probably represents Ben, or potentially Travis, but probably Ben. Those are the graves from the first episode, I think it was, when they showed them. So again, some of these, I don't know that they really have significance other than they just teased things that were coming. Like that looks like that might have been from their solstice dinner. I'm not sure it shows, tells us anything, but I didn't know what that for sure was supposed to be from. It looks like somebody holding hand. It kind of looks like Shauna's arm.
Shauna and Melissa, probably.
Yeah, maybe, but it looks bloody, doesn't it?
Well, Shauna's love is rough.
Yeah, and we think that Melissa might be after her too, so I don't know. Maybe it has some kind of implication, but to me, it looks like she's holding a bloody hand. But
yeah, it does.
I wonder, is that Shauna's shirt though? Because that kind of looks like the one arm that was around Van. That's why I'm asking.
Well, Shauna's always wearing plaid.
Yeah, so I guess one of the other people could have had plaid. And then this one of Callie. I know you told me there was a new one of Callie, so I assumed that was it, but I have no idea what she's doing. That kind of looks like prison bars almost, doesn't it?
What does she have in her hands? It almost looks like an arm or something in the front foreground.
Yeah, maybe.
What's in the foreground?
It does look like an arm. But these to me almost look like prison bars. Like maybe she's going to get in trouble for what she did. I don't know. Just spitballing, but that's what kind of what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it does actually.
Yeah.
Really
I don't know. We're going kind of quick. If you guys have something to,
you think they would put her credit on the last one?
I don't. You're right. You're right. It does look like multiple, mirror, could be multiple mirrors. I'd agree with that, Jason. But yeah, if you guys want to stop me, please do. I'm just kind of going through.
Oh, that's okay.
But yes, I do think they should have put her name on the last one. And I mean that was from the other episode. Again, I don't know that it tells us anything other than it predicted it, or not predicted, but it.
Well, when I suggested this, we were only on 1 and 2.
Well, yes, but that was in episode 2, right?
Yeah.
So it was actually from there. But yeah, I guess if you only watch one, I wasn't sure who that was to know if that was in here before or not. I couldn't figure out.
I think it's Ty, like young Ty, but I'm not sure what the context.
Yeah, it's new also.
Yeah, I don't know.
This.
Now, what is it? Somebody's holding a knife. I think, no, I don't. I guess I don't have another one of it. Somebody holding a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of these are new. These shots.
Joe McHale. Joe McHale.
A lot of new. I don't know who that's
Joe McHale
supposed to be, but it does look like a bloody knife or something. I don't know.
Kevin Daddy.
I don't know. Now this is, I think you had said before that you thought it was Javi's drawing.
One of Javi's drawings, yeah.
Okay,
Because
so
Coach finds a bunch of them, and they're all kind of like this with the triangles and teardrops and stuff.
I have to question, what do we think this means? I mean, it looks like the slap bracelet design for one, but I don't know. I mean, what do you think it means? Other than a lumen drop, it makes me think of a lumen drop.
It's Luminous watching.
Lumen is watching, people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What do you get?
I
I
have no
have no
idea.
idea what these mean, because when Ben found them, he also drew animals, and they almost look like elementals. Like there was one drawing that had a bird, and one that had a rabbit or some ground animal, and it looked like it was like maybe directionals for a ritual or directionals to get around, like a map or something like that.
Maybe. You know
These
what
are
this
really
kind
big.
You know what this kind of reminds me of, and it's hard to see, but that
Yeah.
pattern on that kind of reminds me of like a QR code or something. Like
Ah,
that type of thing, like something digital. I mean, I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying that's what it makes me think of. But also we kind of have sort of almost looks like a reflection with this other paper back there. It looks like the paper's burnt, kind
yeah.
of. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think that Ben took those pictures with him when he went to live in the cave.
Yeah, maybe they'll find him. Now that to me looks like a coffin. I don't remember there being a coffin anytime earlier.
I thought maybe it was a table that they had that they were all sitting around.
Maybe, but it looks to me like they're putting it together or whatever it is.
They're taking it apart.
Or taking it apart, but it's kind of weird that this person's standing or sitting in between whatever it is.
Which one's sitting between?
Like this one, unless you're saying, I keep pointing to the picture on the screen instead of the picture over here. Unless this is like a bench or something that they're
Well,
sitting
they have
on.
little chairs on the side, on the right side.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. This
Stumps.
person seems to be in between this.
Yeah, I think
don't
it's a
know.
bench.
Maybe.
They're doing one of those cool things where you have a bench on one side and a bunch of little stumps on the other.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that, and it looked like a coffin to me.
It could be. I'm not saying that's not the realm of possibility. Coffin table.
Yeah. Well, it could even be a table, but is like reminiscent of a coffin because they eat people on the table. So I mean,
Yeah, that's right. I was
so it
thinking that.
could be both. I think that picture.
What's that word? It has double duty, right?
Yeah,
Duty.
yeah. Too many. Now that you said that, I can't think of the word, but I know what you mean. I think that picture of Van might actually be from this episode when she was.
Yeah, it freaked me out because her head wasn't longing, but now I don't know. It's just a video effect, which is disappointing. I thought her head was actually going to elong.
Nah, don't.
You know, like those like LSD trips that Matt had.
I think this whole show is an LSD trip. But
it's guano.
Yeah, it's bad guano. But I think that might be from when she was in the cave. I don't know. I wasn't sure if this was of Misty we've seen before because it looks like she could be covering her face so she's breathing something, but it also looks like that could just be their animal costumes or whatever. I wasn't entirely sure.
It's a pair of pantyhose, isn't it? She puts a pair of pantyhose on her face in the trailer.
Oh, well.
That might be the crotch on the pantyhose.
You mean in like the trailer for the series, you mean, rather than new? Okay, so it might be
for the season. There, when in one of the trailers, she's pulling up her pantyhose over her face.
I see.
And using the crotch as like a filter.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe it's to get through the gas or something. Who knows? But either way, it might be new. That's a little bit better picture. Oh, I don't know though, because see, it looks like they have on sacks or skin masks or something creepy in the background. I don't know. It's hard to tell. And then Javi with the duck, or not Javi, Travis with the duck.
Mortimer, yeah.
Mortimer, yeah.
Looking sad.
Yeah. And then we have Ben, and when he finds the hatch, I will forever call it the hatch. I don't care. But when he finds his hole, his pit. And then Shauna, again, floating in the water. That's what I was saying earlier. Let's see. And then a turkey, I believe.
Yeah, that vulture's always been there.
Oh, vulture. Yeah, it could be a vulture. I don't know. It looks kind of like a turkey to me a little bit. But yeah, now that I think about it, it does look
they had a vulture eating something in the first season. I can't remember if it was a deer carcass or something.
Probably, but it does look more like a vulture. I don't know. Its head reminded me of a turkey for some reason. But it's like double exposed. Yeah. I don't know what exactly this was, but it looked really cool, so I took a picture.
Yeah, it was cool.
Don't know if it's old or not. Now, I didn't know what the hell that was supposed
Yeah, I
to
don't
be.
know what
It was
that
new,
is.
old, or nothing, or I don't know. If anybody knows what it
Probably
is.
new because I haven't really seen it. God,
Yeah,
what
I
is
don't. I mean, I went through frame by frame on a lot of these, so I have no idea.
yeah.
As that reminds me of like a painting almost.
I think that one's Mari. I think that one's always been there.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe it's a painting. Well, that one's Mari. Maybe that one's the statue.
Yeah, the other one looks more like a painting to me. I don't know. And
I thought it could be that statue of Mary.
there's a statue of Mari.
Mary.
Mary. Oh, Mary. I thought you. Okay, Mary.
Like
Yeah,
Christianity's
I
Mary.
know what you mean now. I thought you meant Mari, and we're saying it different. I'm like, wait, what? No, I
No,
get
but
what
it's
you mean.
Mari. It's Mary into Mari, which is weird. It's Mary. This is Mari. It's Mary to Mari.
Okay, I got it.
Okay,
I tried
sorry.
to get a better frame of this, but
Oh, there's a
it
bunch
was
of horns.
yeah, it looks kind of like that poster I showed you that had like all the antlers in the base of it,
Yeah,
of
it looks
the
like antler
fire or whatever.
horns.
It looks like a cart or something made out of antlers. I don't know.
Mhm.
But it's very hard to tell what the hell's going on in these
Yep.
two. It's a lot of something. There's antlers.
Oh yeah, there's somebody emerging from the hut with the antler gear on, but you can't see her face or his
Of course
face
not.
because it's right where that is.
Yeah, of course. And that's the plane. I think that's old.
No, I think,
And then
should you go back?
yeah, sorry.
It might be new. It depends what message is on it because they changed the message, but I don't know if I've seen that one.
They changed the message.
Yeah, it says SOS gone to lake, but then it says gone deeper. It does say deeper on the side, doesn't it? I don't know. It's
Ooh,
weird. I
I
can't
don't know.
really.
I don't remember seeing that. But then there's this, and then it clears up. It looked like I thought in the one picture it looked like she had a knife in her hand, but there I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's when Melissa. She confronts Melissa.
Yeah. Oh, there. She has her arm out like she had a knife. And then this is of when they were dancing at I don't know if it was when they won the game or dancing at the solstice thing. I can't remember, but it's
I don't
from
know. I
one.
feel like this might be something new that they're dancing because I don't remember them dancing around a circle before.
Yeah, I think both of those images are new.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was when they were playing Capture the Bone or whatever, and there was like a scene they were dancing in a circle.
I
maybe
call some
that's
of these
what it
things Promageddon because Promageddon would be, contrasted with Doom coming.
I don't know. It's a weird picture. I wish we could like clean these up, but
Yeah, it's very
I don't
dark.
know. Unless you had the original footage, I don't think you could. Taking a picture of a glitched out photo isn't going to help.
Yeah.
No,
And
this
that's
is definitely now.
yeah, that's from this episode when Shauna knocks all the stuff onto the floor, and then the glass that Van steps on. I have to question though some of these things, like why they're in the credits, unless it was just like I said to give us a preview of things to come and for people to tear apart. Because I'm not sure they tell us shit, but she breaks it, she steps on the glass, and then yelling, and I think that might be the last one. No, that is Shauna choking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
And now this is somebody passed out. Kind of looks like Lottie to me for some reason. I don't know what it is. Somebody with leopard print something.
Yeah.
In a carpet. That really doesn't clear up
Turn
the
my
face.
head to the side.
Yeah, it's somebody with dark hair. Beyond that, I don't know. So he passed out dead. I don't know if that is like one of their masks or if maybe that was whenever Ben covered Maury's eyes. I didn't know, but I think it's from this season. And then that, I don't know. That might not be from this season. I wasn't sure.
A man with no eyes.
Could be. And then maybe Shauna? I don't know. You couldn't tell for sure
I
who it
think
was.
that's old. Well, they had some extras that were partying and stuff, so they're not like, part of it.
Yeah.
I thought the transition shot was kind of cool between the vans.
The what?
The transition shot from the younger van to the older van looked really cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If I probably didn't put it in here because didn't look like it was new or important, but I would say this is new because her scar looks different this season. Like it looks more stylized to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would say that's probably new. Again, is it really relevant? Does it tell us anything? I don't know, but I think it's new.
Mm-hmm.
And then that must be where you meant, like a transition. Yeah. Okay, I did get a picture of it into the motor van. There you go. And then the upside down Jesus, which we've already seen. And Misty, I didn't know if that was new or not. I just took the picture anyway.
I think that's new. Yeah,
That's
it might be. And then
what
this,
is
I
this?
don't
Is
know
the clear
what
phone?
It's what it looks like one of those phones from the 90s. What we saw Misty talking on the phone in the first season. Was it maybe that kind of phone? I think I have.
She had like a lip phone, and Walter had a Garfield like phone, like a cat phone.
I remember having a see-through phone, but it was like a one that was just the hand the part you hold. It didn't have
the
a base.
receiver.
Yeah, the receiver. Yeah, I don't know, but it does look like a phone. I'm just not sure where it comes from. And that, I think, is just a person with their arms up. That could be Lottie, like, at her call. I don't know. It's hard to tell what it is. And then we're back at the beginning.
Okay, all so right. That tells us nothing.
Yeah, it tells us nothing. So anything specific in there that we want to comment on? Jason says a lot of these shots are just great imagery, not necessarily clues. That's what I said. Yeah, I think some of it was just more like teasing what was to come. It doesn't tell us anything.
Well, the last two seasons had a little bit more of that, like more mystery shots, that were later in the season.
Yeah, and maybe if we had done this, if they had not released 2 episodes at once and we had done it after the first episode, maybe we would have gotten more out of it. But it was so late last time, we didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know that we necessarily got a whole lot from that, but at least a little bit. All right. Well, is there anything else that we haven't touched on that you want to?
Yeah. I think somebody in the chat said that Coach Ben might be the guy that has the thing pulled over his face. That's like eating something or has something in his mouth.
Let me go back to it.
I can't remember. Like it was almost like a kind of a hat material pulled down.
Yeah, it kind of, for whatever reason, looks female to me, though. Hold on.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but it kind of looks like a female mouth or whatever to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, there was the other picture where his mouth is open and he's eating something.
Oh, the screaming thing.
Yeah. No, the one earlier. No, not that one. He has his mouth open. We thought it was Ty. I think it was him.
Oh, you mean with the foie? We thought it was the foie gras.
Yeah.
I'll get back to it. I'll get there eventually. Okay, let's see.
I mean, the only mystery is really those drawings and where Callie is. And
yeah, that's really the only
this picture.
That picture.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's totally Ty as well, though.
Yeah, that definitely looks like Ty to me. But like I said, to me, it looks like it's glitched in the sense that this is the top of her face and this is
you're right.
Upside down. Like this is her chin. I think that part
dual ties.
Yeah, dark tie and eating cotton candy. Yeah, it's a cool shot at any rate.
The regular tie likes the cotton candy, but the dark tie goes for the foie gras.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Sweet and sinister.
Yeah. Well, anything else?
No, I think I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good.
Hit my time almost exactly.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We probably we can go till 2:30, but yeah. But thank you. If you stuck around with us, I think a lot of the people stuck around with us for the majority of the show. So if you listen to us, we appreciate it. Let us know in Discord or wherever, what you thought of the time. Was it worse? Was it better? Was it just a bad day because there was interviews going on? Yeah. And I guess the other thing is, when we do interviews, do we do them as part of this show or separate? I tend to think it works better to do separate, separate shows for them, especially because people do tend to have their shows on Sunday nights. So it might be better to split.
Unless it's specifically some kind of after party because their character has had some scene or something that's significant. It might be good to do it after.
Yeah, we can do that then.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep checking the YouTube page. Social medias are below. Any kind of updates like that are always not as much on Instagram. I really suck at updating Instagram, but on X, you can always find the updates, and of course on the YouTube page. So make sure you check all that out. And I guess the next thing is Tuesday for our other show that we have, and then the two of us, me and Scarlett, will be back next Sunday again for this, and maybe you'll call in again and you'll be part of it at some point. But thank you for
Sure.
joining.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I would be interested in collaborating with you guys. Absolutely.
yeah, sure. You're always welcome to call in. That's why I try to remember to put the StreamYard link in the chat. I just don't always remember. So if anybody ever wants to call in and I haven't, just kind of like, shout out in the chat that I haven't done. But if you haven't, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We get a lot of interviews, and you can keep up to date on what's going on that way. And also make sure you join Discord. That's the link there for lots of updates, and also for our watch parties.
Smash the like button.
Yes, press the like button. But yeah, I guess that's the only other thing I can think is I do think we should both call that number and listen to it. We might have more to say when we come back next Sunday after we've listened to it. But yeah, I guess that's it then. Well, good night, everybody.
Yeah,
Hey,
good night.
thank you.
Have a
Good night.
Thanks for calling. All right, good night.
Good night.